right, hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, podcast platforms, YouTube, and 97.3 HD2. 97.3 HD2. Hope you guys are ready to go for the week. Last week of summer in some ways, right? We got Labor Day coming up a week from today. So this is, the last day of, it's the last week to wear white. That's all I'm going to say. If you got white pants out there and you want to wear them, this is your chance.
That rule's outdated now.
Maura, don't try to tell me fashion stuff. You know that I'm the master when it comes to fashion. And so I'll just remind everybody, this is your last week. If you want to wear white pants, white shorts, white whatever, this is your chance. And then it'll be Labor Day. And the rules state very clearly that white goes out the window until Memorial Day next year. Lyle, you feeling better, buddy? Everything okay? You feeling a little bit better today?
In terms of what?
Oh, you were in a bad place last week, and the Mariners lost a few games, and there was a sweep, and everything was sad. Are you feeling better today?
They still shouldn't have bunted on Saturday in the 10th inning.
Yeah, it was a weird weekend.
You were the first person I thought of.
Yeah.
Because that was a bad bunt, too.
Oh, yeah. It was really not good. And by a pretty good bunter, too. It was really kind of odd, the whole deal. Yeah, weird weekend. They probably should have lost on Friday. They probably should have won on Saturday. And just kind of watching those two games. Probably a little fortunate on Friday after Munoz got a little iffy, I would say, late in that game. I did not think they were going to win that game as I was watching. I was like, oh, this is about to be like panic in the streets of Seattle if Munoz blows this game right now. And he came very, very, very close to doing it, but he didn't. They found a way. He found a way. He rallied back, and they end up winning that game on Friday night. Saturday, yeah, I mean, they probably should have won that game. Right? I mean, whether you like bunting or not, you got to get the bunt down. I mean, like, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to get the bunt down. You can't pop it up to the catcher in the 10th inning when your team is down a run. You got to be able to get at least one run. I don't know that I mind the bunt there. If you succeed at second and third, one out, a fly ball ties the game and a hit wins it. I don't think that's the worst idea rather than trying to string together hit after hit after hit. I also don't think it's the best idea. I'm kind of ambivalent in that situation, but I'd like to see in some way, I would like to see Luke Raley in that game, whether it's at second base running for, was it Naylor, or whether it's at the plate hitting. In one way or another, I was very surprised that they didn't find a way to get Luke Raley into that game in that spot. But okay, so you end up losing that one, which was a game that I thought they were going to win and probably should have won. Okay, fine. So you win one you should have lost, you lose one you should have won. Fine. Then you get to yesterday and you just open up a can of you-know-what all over A's pitching. That was so much fun yesterday and a reminder of what the team is capable of. They're capable of a lot, especially when Cal Raleigh decides to just start pounding the ball into left field, into the upper deck. That first ball he hit, we'll play all the sound here in a few minutes, and I'm going to make you wait for it. We'll play it in Need to Know in just a minute. I'll play you both of the home runs from yesterday. They're both great calls from Rick Riz. The first one was a cannon shot. Absolute cannon shot. Was watching at that point kind of casually. I was doing some other stuff, had the game on, and then just saw out of the corner of my eye that swing. And Turner's like, oh, my God. And it was, you could just see as soon as he hit it, even before he hit it, as the pitch was making its way to him and he was lining up for that swing, you could see that was going to be a home run. And he hit it, what, 450? 450 pull side at T-Mobile Park is no joke. That is a really long home run. And then the second one in the next at bat, I mean, just takes everyone almost by surprise because the at bat's just getting started. He ambushes it. See you later. Goodbye. And all of a sudden, Cal is at 49 home runs. It's amazing. 50 is still an important number. 50 to me is still a very important number. I know guys have gotten to 60 and 70 in my lifetime, and I watched it. There's the kid in me that still says 50 matters. Not that it's a record, but 50 was, at least in the 80s, this number that kind of stood out, right? McGuire came close, Canseco came close, and it still was sort of up there as something that mattered. it's been surpassed, and Junior surpassed it, and other people did as well. Some of them legal, some of them not. Fine. I still think 50 is an incredible number of home runs. And when he gets to 50 here, probably tonight, I will applaud and say, oh my gosh, that's an amazing number. There's a few others, and we can talk about them throughout the day. I think at 8, we're going to spend some time talking Cal. I will say there are probably 2 numbers that are most meaningful left for me, and probably a third that you guys will jump on as well, and for good reason. I think getting to 54 or passing 54, Mickey Mantle's record for switch hitters, is incredible. Mickey Mantle has always been, one of the great names in all of baseball. And so doing something that only he has done, I think is remarkable just because of what kind of player he is. Can you get to 57 to pass Griffey? That's probably the second one. And obviously here in Seattle, as meaningful as anything, being the all-time Mariner single-season home run record holder when Ken Griffey Jr. had his best seasons as a Mariner, that's a pretty remarkable number. It really is. And I mean, that is really, and Junior got to do it in the Kingdome, and Junior did not get to do it against the kind of pitching Cal Raleigh sees now. So, I mean, that's an incredible, amazing feat. And then I will still say, I don't know whether he can get to 61, 62. Those numbers still have meaning, though, right? I mean, regardless of whatever, Bonds and McGuire and Sosa did in the late 90s, early 2000s, I still think that getting to Maris's 61 is incredible. And if you could get to Judge's 62, which we think is legit, then that's an unbelievable number as well. Those numbers still hold a tremendous amount of meaning for me. And then doing it all as a catcher. And there's so many things you can just add on top of it. The humility with which he does it all. It's been a wonderful ride for an incredible person. I mean, Cal really, just an incredible guy. Couldn't say enough good things about him. I played golf on Friday with a guy and his son. And second hole, he's like, hey, I recognize your voice. And so we're talking a little bit. And kind of as we were finishing up, he says, can you tell me about Cal Raleigh? Is he a good guy? Like, is it real? And I was like, yeah, it is. As far as I can tell. I mean, I don't know him we're not buddies. I don't hang out with the guy. But every interaction I've ever had with Cal, spring training, clubhouse, dugout, you name it, A+. Yeah, he's everything he's cracked up to be. I do hope that he has trademarked the phrase big dumper, because it seems like something other people could be making money off of if he didn't trademark it. And I hope that a little bit of cash gets siphoned off to poor Jared Kelenic.
Well, I was going to say maybe Kelenic trademarked it and he's rolling in that.
I mean,
check.
Kelenic should get a little piece of that. Like if I'm Cal, or at least a steak dinner or something for my buddy JK. Like he needs something. He coined the phrase that's helped make this guy a legend. So it's all remarkable. Huge kudos to a guy that is just, as far as I can tell anyway, I know we never really know anybody, but as far as I can tell, Cal is as salt of the earth, as legit as it comes. Nothing phony at all. And just the.
I mean, it's no surprise that him and Logan Gilbert are friends, because they seem like two of the most down to earth guys you're gonna meet.
Yeah, in some ways peas in a pod, in other ways polar opposites.
Yeah,
right?
they bicker like an old couple,
Yeah.
but they're good guys.
Well, and not like it's a good way of looking at it, because a lot of couples are like that. They are very, very different in terms of personalities and the surface stuff, but at their core, they have values and principles that allows them to be together. And yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. I think these guys share some of that core principle stuff. So kudos to Cal. I got 360. Salk, I know you like the whole drive the ball out of the park thing instead of small ball. I mean, yeah, I do like home runs more than bunts. I like the ones that actually score runs. I'm not like Joe Bunt here. I don't mind the occasional bunt. But, yeah, I think home runs are more valuable than singles and more valuable than bunts. Sorry. But these inconsistencies and slumps impact the team more with that approach. Really? I mean, they won Friday night. How'd they score those 3 runs? Anybody remember? Lyle, how'd they score 3 runs on Friday?
Via the long ball.
They hit 3 home runs. led to 3 runs. That's what they needed to win the game on Friday. How'd they win the game yesterday? They had 2 bombs from Cal Raleigh early, and then everything else was gravy. Yeah, you gotta pitch, and you gotta hit home runs. And I would also like to say that it's not, the philosophy behind it is not hit home runs and you'll win. Because solo home runs are, the philosophy is take a lot of walks and hit home runs and you'll win. And I believe in it. And I think when you take a lot of walks and hit a lot of home runs, you'll make up for a lot of strikeouts. That's not to say I don't like hits. Yeah, there's times to get a hit. And with 2 strikes, 2 outs, there are moments where you got to change the approach. But you hit enough home runs, take enough walks, you're going to be just fine. That's what the Mariners did this weekend. Mariners win 2 out of 3. Cal does his thing. We'll play you the sound next.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For Riverside Roofing, beyond the national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville that's built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust. Find them at riversideroofingllc.com.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
You gotta love baseball season, but when it comes to your windows, you don't want any curveballs. Rick Riz here, reminding you to trust your clubhouse with locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Experience the difference with high-quality products, expert installation, and top-notch customer service. It's always a home run with Pella. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Just go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Goodbye, baseball. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
The Mariners' postseason push is on, and there's a whole new way to be part of the action. Introducing the Homestretch Flex Plan, a $500 membership that gives you the freedom to choose your games and seats for the rest of the season, all while saving 5% on tickets and no fees.
Strike 3 call. Triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
You can use your credit however you want. Go big with club seats for a couple high-stakes showdowns, or stretch it out until the final series against the Dodgers. And the best part? Homestretch Flex members get priority access to our postseason pre-sale. That means you're first in line when October comes calling. The team is locked in.
J.P. Crawford! Game winner, walk-off fashion in the 9th inning.
And now it's time to bring the energy down the stretch. Come on board today at mariners.com/homestretch. Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, that was a little bit more like it. Mariners playing some much better ball this weekend. They capped off a series win with a resounding performance yesterday. 11 runs, 9 hits, 6 walks. That is going to get it done every time, especially with Logan Gilbert dealing.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing and miss. It's picked up by Cal Raleigh. He throws to first base. Wow. That's the out. That's the strikeout. Number 13. A new career high for Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, that was a pretty good thing. Nice to see starting pitching do its thing in all 3 games of the series. But you know what? It wasn't quite the story. Love Logan, but not the story yesterday. The story belongs squarely to his battery mates.
Lopez ready, the stretch, and the 0-1 on the way to Cal. Swinging a drive, deep to left field. Going and going. Goodbye, baseball upper deck. Cal Raleigh has just tied the Major League record for home runs by a catcher in a single season. Number 48 lands in the upper deck of left field here at T-Mobile Park. He has tied Salvador Perez, and folks, with number 48, it's only August the 24th. A long way to go to set the record all by himself.
Yeah, how long do you think he would need to set that record all by himself? He has about a month or so. Do you think he could get it done? Oh, I don't know. Let's wait about 10 minutes.
And now here's Cal Raleigh, fresh from setting the Major League record. Tying it, swinging a drive, deep to left field. More history. Goodbye, baseball, off the out-of-town scoreboard. Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year. Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball. And he does it right away on August the 24th on a Sunday afternoon here at T-Mobile.
Pretty good. Didn't take him long at all. Just like, oh, no, I'll just take the next pitch I see and drive that one out of the ballpark as well. He didn't even give Rick a chance to correct himself. Come on, Cal. That ball was hit hard. The first one was destroyed. I mean, both of them just right-handed mashes. Good for Cal. Took a curtain call. That was pretty cool. And I guess that was also even like a little odd for him. He doesn't do a lot of curtain calls. In fact, I haven't seen all that many curtain calls with the Mariners in my time here, and I think he felt a little weird about it.
It was really cool. I didn't know that'd be a thing. They were kind of pushing me out there, and I was like, I don't want to look dumb if I go out there, but it was really cool to see everybody up on their feet, and special moment, so I'll definitely remember that.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance he was going to look dumb.
Like, what was he imagining? The fans all just staring at him? Like, what are you doing
What
here?
are you doing out here? The cheers turned to boos as the fans get mad that Cal waves to them from the dugout.
It's endearing, though.
It's hilarious. Here was his buddy Logan.
No. What he's doing right now, I mean, I always thought he'd be a really good player. I've seen him get hot before for a month at a time or whatever in high A, and I thought that was another level, and then he's doing this for the whole year. It's like, I've never seen anything like it.
Just remarkable. And we'll see what he can do. Can he get to 54 and get to Mantle? Can he get to 56 to Griffey? 60, 61, 62. All those numbers are meaningful in various ways, and we'll see what Cal can get done. Mariners, meanwhile, get back to within 2 of the Astros. They are 3 games up on Kansas City for the final wild card spot. Tough series coming starting tonight against the Padres.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Oh, yes. The Seahawks played as well on Saturday. It wasn't good. As great as that second preseason game was, Saturday was just like 180 degrees the opposite. It was brutal. No offense, not much. Well, the defense is okay. We'll give them some credit. But poor ball security. It was rough. Jalen Milroe had his problems. He went 13 of 24 for 148, rushed it for 31 more yards. But the 3 lost fumbles are going to end up being the story of the day. And the offense just felt stuck in neutral. Here's Mike McDonald on his quarterback.
Yeah, just keep chopping away, man. Keep building the foundation. Like I said, I mean, he's out there. He's playing his tail off. He's and there's things we're going to learn from. You know, taking care of the football is probably the number one thing, and he knows that.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's going to be the number 1, 2, and 3 thing based on each of the 3 fumbles. But look, he did some things. It was his first start. He's going up there with not a tremendous amount of help around him, and I love the way he handled it afterwards.
I'm always confident. You know, I'm never going to lose my confidence. Despite anything, despite any disappointment during a game or anything, you got to have confidence. You know, that's the number one thing for any player to be successful. They have to be confident. You know, confident in their craft, confident in how much they put into the game. And so with that, you know, you can always grow. You always can grow. You always can have an optimistic mindset and just keep on building. And so I'm going to do that as much as possible as we go forward in this mission.
It's cool. I like this kid. They did not run the ball well. not well at all. So they did have the 61-yard run from Jacardier Wright. Maybe it's not fair to take that out, but if you do, it gets really rough in a hurry. Outside of that one rush, it was 23 rushes for 69 yards. That's 3 yards per carry. If you take away Milroe's 31 that weren't necessarily called running plays, that number drops to 16 rushes, 38 yards. Ugh. Coming off the 268, that's not a number I think any of us were hoping to see. Reasonably healthy, though. They will get set for cuts 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then the Niners will be here a week from Sunday.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, not unexpected, but it did finally happen. The Mariners make the move with Dylan Moore this weekend, designating him for assignment. In order to make room for Victor Robles, the team had Dylan Moore around longer than any other current player on this squad, and he did have some really nice moments for them, including the Gold Glove last season. It was time, though, and he was ultimately given his outright waiver release, so he's going to be going somewhere else. And it was good to see Robles back. His defense was excellent. That bunt was horrendous. But other than that, it was good to see him back out there, and a reminder of kind of what he brings, especially against left-handed pitching. And more, I don't know if you're going to get to this or not in around the weekend, but I just thought I would throw a little congrats to Tommy Fleetwood. Wins the PGA Tour Championship yesterday by 3 strokes, his first ever PGA win. He has been so close so many times and always finds a way to lose. And seeing him do it yesterday on that big of a stage, unbelievable. He seems to be, anyway, one of the truly nice guys and great people on the tour. I always root for Tommy every time he is. I take golf lessons from this guy, Jim Bennett, down in South Center, and Jim always shows me videos of Tommy and has had me watch Tommy forever just because of how pure his swing is. And I don't know. That was cool. Good for Tommy yesterday, winning the Tour Championship. I know I'm not alone in rooting for him and hoping to see him get it done down the stretch. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. It didn't hurt, too, that the next guy was Patrick Cantlay, who's like the most boring automaton alive. Takes 20 minutes to each shot. I mean, just brutal to watch. And so good on Tommy. That was pretty awesome. All right. Let's see. Salk, are you actually tripping over a game where the 4th and 5th stringers are playing? No, I'm not. I'm just I'm telling you what happened. I mean, I still owe you the facts of what happened. Am I tripping on it? Heck no. I'm not even tripping on Jalen Milroe because we got a bunch of texts like Milroe stinks. He's clearly not ready, this and that. Dude, no way. Get out of here. I'm undeterred on Jalen Milroe. Now, it doesn't mean I think he's ready to take over right now, but these are the things that, you knew you were going to see from him. I'm thinking long game when it comes to Jalen Milroe.
They were starting backup offensive line. We had to look up who the center that was in at one point was.
I'll take you behind the scenes. So Moore and I are going through sound this morning and trying to figure out what's going to be on the show and what we're going to use. It's kind of our process in the morning. It's really the first time we talk to each other because there's about 15 minutes of each of us staring at the computer after just sort of casually acknowledging that the other person is here. Lyle's not here for at least a half hour. So it's just me and Moore, and we're kind of sitting here. We don't say anything. Then we go through the sound, and I'm looking through the sound. We're going through all the Mike McDonald sound, and mixed in with all of the Mike McDonald sound, it's not all together like it usually is, were two things that broke it up. One was this guy. I'm going to play you just a second of you can tell me who you think this is.
At the time, I would be lying to say
Wait, that one's going to be a little too obvious. Hold on. Here we go. Let me try this one. Who is this?
There's a lot of plays that, of course, we're going to look back on and really wish that we could get back. But what I really do appreciate about everyone starting up front and then the linebackers and the entire DB room was just this relentless pursuit to continue to get stops.
Who was that, Lyle?
I don't recognize that voice.
Who do you think it was? Just take a wild guess of anyone in the world or a position. What type of person do you think that was?
Tom Brady?
Right. It sounds like a coach, doesn't it? Or maybe an analyst. That's defensive back Ty Okada, who had the interception early in that game. He sounds like the DB coach or something, doesn't he? Amazing. I don't know. I kind of like that. And then the rest of the sound that's jumbled in here is from someone named Federico Moranges. I didn't know who that was. Turns out he's the backup center. And there's 30 cuts in our system from Federico. So, Maura, maybe we'll have to play some during around the weekend. I don't know. It seems like he was a pretty important part of it. We'll come right back with that on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener on Sunday, September 7th. Open the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds of winning 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener. Do it every day, August 19th through August 25th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. Only from the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports, the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right, junior colleges, tech schools, universities. Just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR in the letter U.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Miguel wondering, did Rabel even have a chance to say IBAX on Saturday? I don't know. Why do you think Milroe was in shotgun and pistol almost the entire game? I think it just suits him better.
Well, with the offensive line that they were playing, he was under pressure up the middle pretty much immediately. So it's probably for the best that he was.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, and maybe because Brady Russell and Oots weren't playing. I don't know, but I do like when Rabel says IBAX. I think it's great. I love that promo we were running all last week. Every time I heard it, I laughed. IBAX. So funny. And good for them, man. I love seeing the IBAX, the I formation out there. Old school. Maura, take us around the weekend. What happened? What did we miss?
Oh, my gosh. 253 says, Maura has bigger hands than Jalen, though. I would feel more secure with her under center. Yeah, I wouldn't.
That was funny.
I can't really spin it. The big hands don't help my arm strength. All right. On Friday night, Brian Wu went 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, a home run to Rooker in the first. That was Wu's 25th consecutive start of 6+ innings this year. You were debating with Brock. You guys had a little bit of a healthy debate on Friday whether Mariners needed the starting pitching or the bats to show up more. But the starting pitching definitely did. They just need it on the road now. The Mariners didn't tie it up until Eugenio Suarez did this in the 5th inning.
And the 3-2 pitch, swinging a well-hit ball down the left field line. Stay fair. It is fair. It is gone. Goodbye, baseball. And we are tied. Out by Edgar's Cantino. Eugenio Suarez with his 40th home run of the season joins the 40 home run club. And he ties the game at 1-1. And what a shot by Gino.
And then, as you mentioned earlier, their other runs came via Josh Naylor and Jorge Polanco adding solo shots of their own in the 7th. That gave the Mariners a 3-1 lead, but Andres Munoz got into some trouble in the 9th. He struck out Langoliers, but gave up singles to the next 3 batters to bring the A's within 1 run, and then he walked the 4th batter he faced. The A's had
loaded, 1 out.
Yeah. The A's had a chance to tie it up with that Hernandez fly out to center. Thankfully, Julio was able to fire the ball home to Cal and keep Soderstrom from scoring.
Thankfully, Soderstrom didn't decide to run.
He could have run.
If Soderstrom had gone, the way that comes in, I don't know whether Cal could have made the play. Maybe he would have done something superhuman.
He had to block it with his chest.
He had to block it. So would he have, I mean, it was short, but do you think he would have had enough time to block it, pick it up, and still tag out Soderstrom? I doubt it. Soderstrom's not particularly fast, but he's not like glacial slow, right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like they got a little lucky, I'm sure.
On the other hand, credit to Munoz, the ball didn't go that far.
Yeah.
And so, when it left his bat, I was like, I don't think that's going to get it done. And then Julio makes the play, and he's got a good arm. Still, which do you think has a better, put yourself in the position of the runner. I always think these are the kind of the fun parts of baseball. Which is more likely? That you're able to score because either Julio doesn't throw directly, doesn't make a perfect throw, or the ball gets dropped, or you just flat beat it, or whatever, or coming up with a 2-out hit against Andres Munoz.
Yeah.
Which is more likely? And I guess I would say it's more likely that you score on that play than you get a hit on the next at bat. So he probably should have gone. That's why I was saying I felt like they maybe could have lost on Friday, could have won on Saturday. I thought they got a little lucky on that one.
I would agree. But then Munoz did get Blade swinging on the next at-bat.
Which was awesome.
All able to take a collective breath.
Yep.
As the Mariners won at 3-2. Brian Wu talked about the importance of getting that homestand started off right post-game.
I felt it was important to come in and set the tone after such a bad road trip. You get off to a bad start today and just kind of it leaks a little bit, and just want to make sure came out with good energy and flip the page, turn the page, and make sure the road trip's over and get to taking advantage of a homestand.
I always think it's interesting when they admit stuff like that on that side. Like, if they had lost, I don't think he'd be like, well, now this might bleed into the rest of this. But
well, we lost, so we're going to pack it up and go home.
But I think he's probably right. Things had not been going well, and they really did need to get that first one. So even if it was a little lucky, that was a nice start.
Lucky's not fair. Maybe that I don't mean to exaggerate. Like, they did what they needed to do, and they got the job done.
Yeah.
Maybe a little fortunate, whatever. Just, it got sketchy.
It could have easily gone the other way. Yeah.
Yeah, but give them credit. They did the things they needed to do, and yeah, I do think 3 home runs is a big deal. Like, you hit 3 home runs in a game, there's a good chance you're going to win that game, and that's exactly what they did.
And just
good. Starting pitching helps too.
Yes.
It's nice when your starting pitchers give you 3 chances to win games over the weekend instead of none.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's a big deal.
Well, you just feel a lot less of the stress through the bullpen. You feel deeper.
Bullpen for all of it. Like, you only need 4 runs to win or 3 runs to win instead of 8.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot easier to win baseball games.
Saturday, Victor Robles was called up before the game while Dylan Moore was DFA'd. Robles is allowed to play while he awaits the appeal of his suspension if anyone was wondering why he was up already. I guess we should take a moment to recognize Dylan Moore, even though I know things were tough there at the end. He was the longest tenured Mariner and a big part of this team for many years.
Do you remember his first game?
I don't.
I think we were watching it together. If I'm not mistaken, couldn't be. No, I don't. I was watching it at Snoqualmie Casino in that same steakhouse.
Where you, Justin, and I watched Haniger hit the double.
Yes, yeah. Vista Prime. But I think it was a different night. I don't think it was the same night. But I was watching it there. His debut. I think I was with Tyler, and it was awful. He made 3 errors in his first inning. They brought him in as a defensive replacement. I think it's short, but it might have been third. And he couldn't catch, he couldn't throw, he couldn't do anything. This guy is horrible. Not a major leaguer. Get this guy the heck out of here. It's embarrassing. And then to go from there and to figure it all out and to, ultimately win a Gold Glove and have a really nice, long, productive major league career. Kudos to him. Every time I would go to the fireworks show on July 3rd, because I love that, I would always see Dylan Moore out there with his wife and his little kids who are adorable. His wife's beautiful. The whole family is, just cool. It's cool to see them out there and watching the fireworks together. It's a really, wholesome, nice thing. I would also point out one thing that people maybe don't know about Dylan Moore. I'll ask Shannon about this when we talk to her at 7:30. He's completely bilingual, speaks fluent Spanish. And I would submit that you can't have enough guys like that on your team. Mike Sweeney was a guy like that as well, American white dude who speaks fluent Spanish. You can find those guys. They have incredible value. Manny Acta as a coach, obviously, with his ability to speak English and Spanish. First person I ever really saw was Mike Lowell, who was perfectly fluent, unaccented English and Spanish. Like, those guys help your team. They help everybody bond. They help bring people together. And it was time on Dylan Moore. I'm not regretting the decision in any way. Poor guy, it had just run its course. But that shouldn't erase some of the real positives and nice things that he did here over the years.
Exactly. Well said. George Kirby went 6 innings, giving up just 1 run on 4 hits. This one remained scoreless until an Ernest RBI single in the 4th. Randy Arozarena tied it up with a solo shot in the 6th. This one headed to extras, and a Langoliers double in the top of the 10th off Caleb Ferguson gave the A's a 2-1 lead. In the bottom of the 10th, with runners on first and second and no outs, Robles attempted that ill-fated sack bunt that we talked about earlier, popped straight up into the air and was fielded easily by Langoliers. Crawford grounded into a fielder's choice, but the A's walked Cole Young, so the bases were still loaded. And unfortunately, Randy Arozarena then grounded into a fielder's choice to end it 2-1 A's.
Yeah, it was ugly. You hate to lose games like that, especially once was in the 10th. They got Soderstrom to, ground out or pop up, whatever it was. And at that point, it's like, they're probably going to win this game. Like, you get the guy, when they got the man on third, 1 out, you get the next guy. You're like, okay, you're good. Now you're in the driver's seat. Right now, a hit has to beat you, and unfortunately, you give up that double. And then you still have a chance, like, especially once you get the walk and it's second and third, or it's first and second, nobody out. Yeah, that's not a bad bunting situation. It really isn't. And we saw the A's generate a bunt that worked for them, and they end up winning the game. So, look, bunting in and of itself is not the devil. I'm not quite where Lyle is at. But you got to lay it down, especially if you're Victor Robles, if you're a person that is, supposed to be counted on to do it. Lyle, you know me. I'm not sitting here saying anybody should bunt in the 5th, 6th inning. Bottom of the 10th. Down a run, trying to put second and third with 1 out. Yeah, I do think that's a bunting scenario, and I think you got to get it done.
I thought it was a bad bunting situation.
I know you do. I don't entirely agree with you, but you got to get it down. You got to get it down. And I think there's an argument to be made that I do want to see Robles hit. He's a pretty good hitter. The flip side is what? He's in his 2nd game or 1st game back. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get from him. Maybe I want to see Luke Raley in that spot. I think there's an argument to be made there. At the very least, I want to see Luke Raley at second base running for Josh Naylor in that spot. I was surprised that he didn't find his way into that game. That was confusing to me.
I know I had seen someone post that they were considering it there. Oh, yeah. It was Divish. He said they had Raley in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Robles when Polanco was at the plate. But when Polanco walked, Ems decided to stay with Robles over him to bunt the
To
runners
bunt.
over.
Yeah, we could see that happening. But there's like, okay, well, then throw him in at second base. Let him pinch run for Naylor.
Yeah.
Naylor can't run. I mean, like, I know he steals bases and all that, but that's not what the situation called for. Called for somebody to, actually be able to run and score from second base. Yeah, that surprised me. I don't like that.
All right, Sunday started off with Cal breaking records, as he does. He hit a 448-foot bomb in the first. I know you were talking about just like as soon as you saw that being like,
oh my gosh,
dear God.
Really was
StatCast says it's the longest home run of his career. That tied the single season home run record for catchers with his 48th, and then in the second inning.
You know what? Hold on, Mark. Can we dispense with something in baseball that is the most overrated thing in baseball?
Yeah.
This idea that lefties have better swings and lefty home runs are prettier. Get it out of here. It's a total lie. Don't tell me Cal's lefty swings and lefty home runs look better than his right-handed ones. They don't. That right-handed swing and that right-handed home run is so much cooler. It was absolutely blasted. Righties are much more fun to watch than lefties. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you want to bring this up when Brock comes on?
Sure, I'll bring it up and whatever. And I know I'm going to hear, Junior. And I'm not, it's not a shot at Junior. Dude had an unbelievable swing. But this idea that lefties are the sweetest swing, I don't buy it for a second. Righties all the way for me, man. Right-handed power. I love it. I love right-handed power.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
I'll be with you.
Cal's the perfect example of it.
Yeah.
His right-handed home runs are much cooler than his left-handed home runs.
Lyle?
That didn't used to be the case. I think that's a big testament to Cal for how much he's improved his right-handed swing over the last couple of years.
That is true. Yes. Just as a player, he's gotten much better right-handed. But don't you think right-handed home runs are prettier? They just look better. They're just more aesthetically pleasing.
I don't know. My favorite person that I enjoy watching hit a home run is Shohei, non-Mariner-wise, and he's a lefty.
Typical.
Well, he's maybe the greatest player ever, so sure.
Boy, that ball was hit hard, though. Sorry, Maura.
No,
Continue.
that's fine. So that was the 448-foot one for his 48th home run, and then in the second inning, he did this to pass Salvador Perez.
And now here's Cal Raleigh, fresh from setting the major league record. Tying it, swinging a drive, deep to left field. More history. Goodbye, baseball, off the out-of-town scoreboard. Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year. Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball. And he does it right away on August the 24th on a Sunday afternoon here at T-Mobile.
Pretty awesome.
That's great.
At least, and for Goldie's sake, at least there wasn't a kid in the booth calling the game during the second home run like there was for the first. And Goldie just sitting there like, you got to be kidding me. Cal's hitting his tying home run. We've been following this all year.
Yeah, not ideal.
That was not ideal. Not ideal.
The M's would break it open from there with Julio, Naylor, and Robles each ending the day with a pair of RBIs. It was also huge to get a bounce-back performance from Logan Gilbert, going 6 innings and giving up just 1 run, striking out a career-high 13. M's win 11-4. But yeah, I just think Logan's been up and down since he's been back from his injury, and having a performance like that right now is huge.
Agreed. Got to have pitching. I think I was pretty adamant about that on Friday, and I remain adamant. Without starting pitching, you're not a team. Got to have starting pitching.
I think it just shows, too, because you wonder when someone comes back from an injury like that if they're feeling 100%, but that was a vintage performance from him. You're hoping that he's feeling pretty good.
Well, and against a good lineup, too. I mean, like, I know they're the A's. They're not having a great season, but that's a good lineup. We've seen it now over the course of all the games against them this year. Like, if you don't make your pitches, they're going to beat you badly, and they didn't. He was really good yesterday.
All right, Seahawks, like we said, Jalen Milroe's first start was a bit bumpy. It's really hard to tell how much you can take away from it, considering that he was playing with, third-string offensive line. They were struggling a bit, and the Packers did start some of their defensive starters at the beginning of the game, so it was a tough going for him. The Seahawks had 5 turnovers on the day. 3 of those were fumbles from Milroe. He was 13 for 24 for 148 yards and a touchdown. It did look as though he was going to score a 6-yard rushing touchdown in the first half, but that got called back due to a hold by Mason Richman. And he did end up finally scoring his first NFL touchdown in the fourth quarter. It was an 18-yard touchdown to Cody White.
Milroe takes the shotgun snap, stops, looks, throws, ball is caught, heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks! And it is White again, Cody White with the reception. 3 big plays on this drive, counting the punt return from 18 yards out. The throw just a little high, but it had to be to get over the defender. And White makes the catch, pulls it down in the end zone. 6 points, the Seahawks on the board now, 20-6.
That was a really nice drive, and I think you could see there his determination and competitiveness. Things weren't going his way. He wasn't put in the best situation to succeed, but he didn't give up and then ended up having a pretty nice drive there.
I wonder how many people were watching at that point. I wonder how many people know that happened. Or
I mean, the third preseason game is a hard watch for
It's always a hard watch. Always, every year. The only thing that kind of bummed me, I was not that upset about Milroe. I honestly, hey, these things are going to happen. He's in a learning situation. You know, it would have been awesome if he'd gone out and dominated. I would have come in here crowing. But without it, I'm not losing determination or losing excitement about him or anything like that. I didn't like the fumble on the short yardage play. That was the one that kind of got me. Because the other stuff is hey, you're going to learn this, you're going to learn that, you're figuring out the game. That's where he can contribute right now. And if you can't do that without fumbling, then you can't do that. So I don't know if they'll view that as a learning experience or hey, forget this experiment. That's the one that just sort of got me a little bit. Other than that, no real issues with it. I kind of, it is what it is. You didn't have a great game.
Yeah. And a little update, because if you were watching, I know a lot of people saw Jake Bobo and Tyler Hall have a pretty nasty collision on a punt return. They both left. Jake Bobo has a concussion, but McDonald said he's doing well. And then Tyler Hall has a knee injury that they don't think is serious. So
that's good.
Hopefully both players come out of that.
Yeah, it didn't look great, but glad to hear those guys will be all right.
Yeah, Tyler Hall was blocking and couldn't see Bobo, had his back turned, and Bobo was catching the ball and couldn't see Tyler Hall, and just,
Yep.
It was scary. As you mentioned, I guess we'll wrap up here with a little shout out to Tommy Fleetwood. 164th career start, and he finally gets a PGA Tour victory. Here's what it sounded like.
And that's not a lot of speed, but good enough. The agonizing wait is over. Fleetwood finally, for everything, the FedEx Cup title.
Kind of awesome, man.
I saw other, what was it, Justin Rose? I saw other
a bunch of other players
filming him like proud moms and just so they look so happy.
He's one of those guys, right? He's one of those guys on tour that everyone seems to like. I watched a bunch of interviews with him yesterday. He was very gracious, and he talks about the fans, and he's just a good dude, I think. I mean, that's certainly how he comes off, and that's what the other guys seem to think about him. And it had been agonizing. I mean, he kept choking. I mean, no other way to say it. He'd get right in position and then blow it every time. But to do it, not just for a PGA Tour win, but the Tour Championship, last event of the year, with all the money on the line of the FedEx Cup, that was pretty cool. And I think you could see how happy everyone was for him. So thank you, Maura. Thanks for the trip around the weekend. It was a good one, a really good weekend here in Seattle in general, as we are now, just one more weekend without NFL football to go. And then it all gets going a week from Sunday. All right, Brock's going to be in here in just a moment. We're going to talk through what we saw from the Mariners this weekend. They wasn't perfect, but they got done what they needed to get done. They had to win the series. Had to win the series with San Diego coming in tonight, and they accomplished that goal. How did they do it, and what does it mean? That's next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards, USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Well, we debated, Brock, on Friday, which would be more important for the Mariners this weekend, starting pitching or their offense. And as it turns out, both. The answer was yes. Depends which game you choose to look at, because both of them came back around at different times, and both of them helped them win various games. So I hope everyone's feeling at least a little bit better. I know it was only 2 out of 3. It wasn't a sweep. Maybe it could have been. Maybe the end of the game could have gone different on Saturday, but maybe it could have gone differently on Friday as well.
Sure.
So I saw a series win, which is exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, we talked about that. The 6-game homestand and just kind of this final 30-something game push, just find a way to get back to winning series. And that was a lot better baseball than what they played on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of expected that to happen. It was the A's who have some danger in that lineup. There's no question. And
it's a good lineup.
It is a good lineup.
There are a lot of good hitters in there.
Got a lot of youth that's going to get to play together for a lot of years, and if they can add a couple dominant pitchers, they could be a little scary in this American League West down the road. But you just knew, I think we all believed pretty confidently that this team plays much better at home. They had won 9 of the previous 10 at home. It was a brutal road trip where they did not win a series. But you just needed to come back and win this one, whatever way, shape, and form it was going to look. And you wanted the pitching to hit, and the pitching did hit. Those guys, all 3 of them, took the ball and pretty much shoved all weekend long. And Logan had one of his best, actually the best start of this season, I think without question. And then it was finally nice to see them get after a starter. It had been, 9 of 10, 10 of 11 starters, including Saturday, that have really controlled this lineup. And yesterday in that first inning, Cal Raleigh said, not on my watch, not anymore. And then the rest of the guys came along for the party.
Ball was tattooed, was it not?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
The first one. I mean, the second one was a great home run. I'll play the call here in a few minutes and need to know. The first one was just absolutely tattooed.
Lopez ready, the stretch, and the 0-1 on the way to Cal. Swinging a drive, deep to left field. Going and going. Goodbye, baseball, upper deck. Cal Raleigh has just tied the Major League record for home runs by a catcher in a single season. Number 48 lands in the upper deck of left field here at T-Mobile Park. He has tied Salvador Perez, and folks, with number 48, it's only August the 24th. A long way to go to set the record all by himself. Cal with a standing ovation as he gets to the Mariners' first base dugout. That was a no-doubter.
You know what stars do, Salt? And I wait for it on the show. I think Lyle and Maura would all agree. We wait for one of your just tremendous points just to alleviate the pressure on all the rest of us.
You do?
Oh, for sure. It just takes the pressure off all the rest of us.
I feel like that's true. I feel like I'm being made fun of.
It just allows us to all do our role better and just play and talk comfortably.
And I appreciate the conversations about my genius. Thank you. Yes.
There you go.
That must be what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, it's how I always feel like the show goes.
But that's what stars in my life experience do.
Yeah.
They just kind of, and right there from the jump. And, that was not a must-win game, but, man, you did not want to lose 4 series in a row. And, had a chance yesterday to make up a game with the Astros, as you knew they lost earlier in the day. And I love that your star, right from the jump, in that first inning, just delivers. And it just kind of lets everybody else just kind of take a breath.
Well,
the rest of the lineup.
I don't mean to go back to our same argument from Friday, but Logan did the same thing. Right? I mean, you got that right from the jump from Logan in the first inning, where he just looked dominant and then was able to keep that going. He's your opening day starter.
Yep.
Right? Like he's also one of your stars. It's not what Cal is doing this year. I don't mean to compare it, but those two guys together. Like they both, the 2 roommates, the 2 guys who were drafted together, these 2 friends throughout the whole minor league journey. Like they went out and did it together, which I thought was I thought that was important. I thought it was great to see those two guys together, kind of getting it all done. So a great game, great weekend for the Mariners, great weekend for Cal. Just all of it was tremendous.
You still find yourself just kind of shaking your head? I mean, just how
Cal?
Yes.
What do you think? Of course I do.
And how is he just continuing? And nobody has got a definitive answer. And maybe that is the beauty of this game as well.
Brock, it's
right?
not just me. It's his buddy Logan Gilbert who's like, I've never seen this before.
No. What he's doing right now, I mean, I always thought he'd be a really good player. I've seen him get hot before for a month at a time or whatever in high A, and I thought that was another level, and then he's doing this for the whole year. It's like, I've never seen anything like it.
Like, nobody knows him better than Logan. Yeah. And Logan's like, yeah, I didn't see this coming at all. Like, knew he could be good, knew he could hit a bunch of home runs. I didn't see 49 with a month left to play of baseball games.
Yeah.
It really is. It's incredible. So we'll focus on Cal throughout the morning. We're going to come back to him, talk about that at 8. Shannon's going to join us at 7:30. We'll talk Cal specifically with Shannon as well. Kind of looking at the whole picture, though, of where they're at and what they're doing. And there's not a really tough series coming up against San Diego. I think I'm going to get to the game tonight. And again, I think I'm going to take the girls on Wednesday before they go back to school next week. Like, I want to be out there, want to see it, want to feel it. The crowd seemed like it was just...
Looked like about 36, 37 every day, right?
As there
Friday,
should
Saturday,
be.
Sunday,
and
for sure.
It was funny. We had hockey tryout stuff throughout the weekend, and I had a couple of the girls from Cecily's team back to our house afterwards yesterday. And when a couple of the dads showed up, my buddy Ben comes in. He's like, I missed 49. Like, he's like, I saw 48, but I missed 49. Like, as soon as I get in the car, like, he was mad about it. And just, I love that. I love just the way guys and people, not just guys, the way people are just following it and invested in it. And Cal feels so much like one of your own. He's such an everyman. Here we are, back to Cal again. I was trying to get into the kind of the big picture stuff, but the energy that creates at the ballpark, the I have to see it energy, right? Where then once you get there, even if you're only there to watch Cal, and then you see Logan dominate and strike out 13, and you see Victor Robles, who had a big day, or you see Randy, who's been awesome again. You want to talk about a difference maker this weekend? Mm-hmm. Randy was back to being Randy. When Randy Arozarena is good, this team tends to be pretty good.
Yeah, I think we can say that about a bunch of the boys. You really can. When JP at the bottom of the order, Salk, has good at bats, and he turns the lineup over to Randy. And when Julio can do his thing, and nice to see him with the bases loaded yesterday, just get a little flare out in the outfield. I know you do.
I just love Randy.
Golly.
I like everything about him. I love everything he wears. I love all the neon. Like, Randy just cracks me up, man. He's hilarious. How do you not like Randy Arozarena? The whole presentation. Lyle, who else is like Randy? Who in baseball is like Randy Arozarena? Adolis Garcia is probably the closest. And he's not having a good year at all. I mean, he just came back from the IL.
You put Cecily in any of those neon pads?
I don't know whether
would she ever go with that kind of. Would she go with that kind of flair?
It's not. Well, she wears orange laces, orange stick tape.
There you go.
So, like, she's got a little of it, which is great because you can always tell which one is her out on the ice. Yes. She's the only one with orange laces, orange stick tape. I don't know. Like, who else has that kind of look, flair, personality, everything? Adolis Garcia is the best I can come up with. And I really like Adolis Garcia.
I mean, Fernando Tatis, obviously, the guy you're going to see the next 3 days, he's got a whole bunch of charisma.
He's got a lot of charisma, for sure. Yeah.
Acuna?
Randy's also got this.
Acuna?
Yeah, he probably does. I haven't, you know what? I don't get to watch Acuna enough. Shame on me. It was my fault, not his fault. I never really get to see him play. I haven't seen enough of Acuna.
Randy's
he's in the
also got
League.
this just grump.
Yes.
It's like he's the whole kind of spectrum of emotion. He'll catch a ball. He's like grumpy about it,
Yeah, because it's not grumpy all the time like Naylor. He's not going to be the big grumper. But there is an element
little
of grumpiness.
I mean, is there big dumper, big grumper,
more the
little
emotional
grumper?
swings, because you see the grumpiness, you see the celebration, the happiness, when he smiles, it's legit, man. Like, you can tell he's the happiest guy in the world when he smiles, but he doesn't do it all the time. I freaking love Randy. I love watching Randy Arozarena so much. He's so entertaining to me. And he's a really good baseball player and does a lot of things very well. So, yeah, it was a good weekend for the Mariners. I thought they would lose. I thought they would lose on Friday night. I didn't think
they were going to win Saturday.
I thought they were going to win on Saturday. Yeah. And I think they got a little lucky. Not lucky. A little fortunate that Soderstrom didn't decide to run from third on a potential sack fly. I think he probably would have been safe. That being said, I thought they were a little, a little unfortunate and didn't get it done on Saturday. Did you mind the bunt? Obviously, it didn't work. I mean, it was a terrible bunt. But did you mind the bunt call? Nobody out, down one, first and second? I don't really mind that.
Randy up next?
Yeah.
Or was he hitting ninth Saturday? I don't. Yeah, it just blew up, obviously, in the face.
It didn't work.
It
didn't work.
You're giving up and out when you're already losing.
Yeah, but I'm putting the runners on second and third, and now I can tie. A hit's going to win the game, and I'm going to tie the game without needing a hit.
But you could also just swing and get a hit without giving up an out.
Sure, I see it both ways. I don't think it's. I'm not saying it's the only decision that you have to make it. I don't think it's a terrible decision, but you can't pop it up. I mean, like a bunt, you got to find a way to get it down. And if you're gonna bunt, I really think you got to have Luke Raleigh at second base. I just don't. If you're gonna do it, Luke's got to be at second base. There's no reason to have Josh Naylor running if you're gonna be bunting in that scenario. I don't
dare take Naylor off the base paths.
I would take Naylor off the base paths.
You watch your mouth.
No, that's exactly what I would have done.
2020 guy, you watch your mouth.
You want to hear the other Cal home run? Good. You're going to have to wait a minute. We'll come right back with that and everything else you need to know next.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR and the letter U.
At Toyota of Kirkland, it's all about making the smart play. More savings and taking the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Prius, the electric ride, leasing at $299 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Their incredible team at Toyota of Kirkland will set you up with a test drive so you can head to the ballpark in that new car the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1263.
Hey homeowners, John Curley here. Why not improve your home's comfort and efficiency now? Plus, save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the luxe staples insiders swear by, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Dave Wyman joined by another Swedish CyberKnife patient to offer a glowing endorsement of their prostate cancer treatment. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish CyberKnife treatment for prostate cancer less than a year ago. How did you hear about Swedish CyberKnife?
Well, it was this familiar sounding voice on the radio telling me about it, and so I thought I'd investigate that. Everything I heard was what I wanted to hear, and so I reached out.
What's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It's just a matter of listening to music in headphones and trying your best not to move.
Looking back on your Swedish CyberKnife experience, what stood out?
It was too easy. It was just too easy. I went through it and I just went, that's it?
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, that was a whole lot more like it. That's what we were hoping to see from the Mariners, capping off a series win with a resounding performance yesterday, Brock. 11 runs, 9 hits, 6 walks. That's going to get it done almost every night, especially with Logan Gilbert dealing, and he was yesterday. But the story was Cal. In one day, he ties, and then just a few minutes later, unties the single-season home run mark for a catcher.
And now here's Cal Raleigh, fresh from setting the major league record. Tying it, swinging a drive, deep to left field. More history. Goodbye, baseball, off the out-of-town scoreboard. Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year. Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball.
Now, who was more upset yesterday? Rick, that Cal hit the home run before he got a chance to correct himself, or Aaron, that he didn't get a chance to call the first home run because he had a 7-year-old kid in the booth?
I don't know. I think Ricky just knew that was coming right there. I think Ricky knew. Like, hey, yeah, Ricky just knows.
Ties it. Look, he's just trying to get it right, and I love him for it. I mean, the whole thing is just great. Cal just... you knew he was going to break this record eventually, but doing it on back-to-back at-bats like that, pretty incredible.
Somebody at the Seahawks is so excited next Friday when we get to your single most intriguing player. They just cannot wait to see who it's going to be and just know.
Oh, really?
Or actually, they probably said, hey, Salk, who was your 26th? I really need to know.
Didn't
who
make the
your
list.
Yes.
Because they're going to go out there and dominate.
Yes, and go out and
You saw I tweeted
NFL
about
records.
it yesterday,
I
right?
did. That was just
Still not that. I mean, a little intriguing. Maybe a little bit. Cal, though, just like the most humble guy ever, and just loved doing it here in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, obviously, our fans are amazing, and to do it here, obviously, do it anywhere would be really special, but to do it here in front of the fans and to give them that and see the appreciation was a really cool moment, on top of, obviously, a really good game.
All right, we'll discuss more with Shannon coming up here in about 10 minutes. Mariners get back to within 2 of the Astros. 3 games up on Kansas City for that final wild card spot. They're in good shape. Tough series, though, against the Padres starts tonight.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, second preseason game, great. Third one, that was tough. Not fun to watch, brutal, no offense, not much. Defense is okay. Poor ball security. It's just a rough game. Milroe, 13 of 24 for 143 yards. He rushed for 31, but he lost 3 fumbles. That's kind of the story of the day. And for much of the game, the offense just wasn't good. They didn't run the ball well.
No, and you're facing, I think what it was pretty telling in chatting with folks after the fact, the Seahawks got after those guys on Thursday.
Yeah.
Just like they got after the Chiefs, just like they got after the Raiders, that being, kind of the ones and the prominent guys really got after him. And I don't think Mr. LaFleur was very excited about his team, nor did he want that to kind of be the final competition of training camp that had been pretty good for them. So he played his starters. He put his ones out there. He put Jacobs out on the field at running back, and he wanted to kind of change, I think, the taste in their mouth, because Thursday was a pretty dominant Seahawk day, and Saturday was a pretty dominant Green Bay.
All right, so, I mean, Jalen Milroe really becomes the story of this game. Did he play great? No. Did he talk really well afterwards and handle it well? Yeah, actually, I thought he did.
Despite anything, where the game went, you got to be the same person. Are you the same person when you're at a high point, or are you the same person when you're at a low point? And as a quarterback, you got to be consistent. No one should question how the quarterback is going to be, despite anything. Fumbles come, interceptions come. No matter false starts, it doesn't matter. Like, you got to keep on competing, you got to keep on being starving. And as a leader at the quarterback position, you got to keep on building. So, nothing to be discouraged about. Just keep on competing, keep on looking ahead.
I think we all look at interceptions, right? Passer rating. Some of these things really easy to see. Actually, finding fumbles is a hard stat to find. So I had my friends at Fox, reached out to them, said, I'll try not to bother you this season. I know I don't work there anymore, but if you wouldn't mind asking Sports Radar where Jalen was the last 2 years of college when it came to ball security and fumbles in particular. Yeah, he had the second most in college football.
All right, so there's an issue. Yeah,
it's alarming. Yeah, it's a little bit of alarming.
And the one I said earlier, the one that really jumps out is the one in the short yardage game,
right?
Because that's where you could really use him right now. So that's something they're going to have to figure out. That is an issue.
Yep.
I was not that discouraged by the game as a whole, though, and some of the other issues they had kind of moving the ball. Like, yeah, he's a project. We always knew that was going to be the case, and he's still an intriguing dude, and I really like the attitude. Love the way he talked about it afterwards.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Brock, the end came for Dylan Moore. Not unexpected, but they do make the move over the weekend. He was designated for assignment, later released, and that makes way for Victor Robles to return. Dylan had been the team's longest tenured player, had some nice moments for them, including the Gold Glove last year, but it was time. It was time.
Do you understand the waivers they put him on?
Yeah, they're just releasing him.
Yes, but it sounded like it was something different to give him a full release so he could kind of pick where he goes. Does he have enough tenure to do that?
They're allowing him to be a free agent as opposed to anything else, yeah.
I gotcha.
I mean, I think that's how it would have gone anyway. I think that essentially they're not bringing him back to AAA. They're just letting him go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And who knows? Does he find a fit somewhere on a playoff team here down the stretch? Does somebody need a Dylan Moore in that defense and, that experience and all of that? Yeah, it was just, unfortunately, so broken at the plate. I think it was like a month ago. You texted the group and was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because the timing of it, the swing, all of it.
Well, I mean, he couldn't hit fastballs.
No,
they're just throwing him fastballs and he was missing.
Yep.
You can't be a major leaguer, unfortunately, if you can't hit a fastball. So it happens. Nice guy, and as I said earlier, I think his ability to communicate bilingually, important to that clubhouse for a really long time. Seemed like he had a lovely family, would always see them out for the fireworks shows, just seemed like a good dude, but unfortunately hasn't hit in a couple of months. And it was good to see Victor back out there. You were reminded.
Victor is so... a lot.
He's a lot. He's a lot. Yeah, he is. He's a lot. Didn't love the missed bunt, but he made a couple of sparkling plays in right field, and he hits, and he's there. How about the fact that Joey Estes comes in and faces him yesterday? Like, you couldn't write that. If somebody wrote you that script, you'd be like, yeah, sure. At least he didn't hit him. That would have been too much.
And who is Joey Estes for the majority of the audience?
Sorry, he's the guy who hit him 3 times in the minors and once last year in the majors. He's hit him 4 times. Anyway, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. The story of the day is no doubt. Everyone knows what it is. It's Cal Raleigh. It is the single-season home run record for catchers with, I think, 3 more big numbers ahead of him that are within reach. Not necessarily get to all of them, but there are, I think, 3 big numbers left. We'll go through some of those this morning, and we'll talk to Shannon about the clubhouse reaction next. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swinging a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
All right, guys, the weather's been so nice. This is the time, right? Roofing season. I know it's all year round, but really now's the time to get it done because these long, dry days, roofing crews can work really sun up to sundown, and they crank out projects all over the region. Riverside Roofing, of course, is leading the charge. They're here in Marysville. They serve the entirety of Western Washington, doing amazing work. They've earned my recommendation. They've earned industry awards like GAF Master Elite President's Club. Yeah, only 1% of roofing companies in the whole country achieve that. So get a roofing quote in fewer than 60 seconds using Quick Quotes right there at riversideroofingllc.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go to the website. And then during the roofing job, after the job, your yard, driveway, totally clean and free of debris thanks to the catch-all system. Behind the national accolades, just a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon those important local values. And the big one, trust. That's why I always say it. Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hey, it's Dave Wyman, and before you make that decision, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Why? Because he gives it to you straight. Dr. Wagner said my right knee needs replacement, and I appreciate his honesty and expertise. My left knee is fine right now, but the minute it isn't, I'm heading to Dr. Wagner for his expert opinion. I want to avoid another surgery, and I've heard so many patients rave about results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner. He's a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy without pain and without surgery. Whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener on Sunday, September 7th. Open the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds of winning 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener. Do it every day, August 19th through August 25th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. Only from the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports, the home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish cyberknife treatment for prostate cancer less than a year ago. What's it like to go through the cyberknife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports, 97.3 FM HD2.
It was a pretty cool weekend for the Mariners, and obviously Cal Raleigh right in the center of all of it. Got to bring in the host of the Cal Raleigh show in those situations, right, Brock? Who else gets more access to Cal than our Mariner insider, Shannon Drayer? Shannon, what's going on?
Well, good morning.
That was pretty cool yesterday. And, just how quickly he got it done. And just, of course he would do it one right after another. I'm almost curious as to some of the teammates' reactions to Cal. We heard a little of Logan after the game, but you're in and around that clubhouse and around these guys so much. What are his teammates saying about Cal?
It's something that he has a tough job. He has a tough time putting it all into perspective, as do his teammates. They just shake their head. It's pretty heady stuff. It's one thing to look at the numbers and look at where he is in the season, but when you're thinking of the entire history of baseball, when you're seeing the names that he passes, and by the way, you're on the top step of that dugout or you're on the rail of that dugout and you actually see it, it's something that really nobody has. They've completely failed to put it into words, which is understandable. They are all just, I think, in awe of what he has done, and there's a lot of respect. And you often, with the pitchers, you definitely see that, and you know the impact that he has had on them. And others, they just kind of smile and shake their head. It's something that is just really tough to fathom. It's more of an experience, I think, to be around it, and everybody obviously is enjoying it.
We've talked about the torpedo bats. We talked about the conversations with Justin Turner. We talked about the adjustments he's made, especially power-wise on the right-hand side. Are people finally starting to talk about the Cal Raleigh show every week being the fuel behind this historic run?
I hope not. I'm just trying to stay out of the way. I don't want to mess anything up. It's like, whatever time you want to do this, we're fine. What do you want to talk about? How are we going to do this? It's just let me stay out of the way. And, kind of along those lines, and I think that this is really interesting, and it played into What we saw yesterday, we taped last week's. They run on a Thursday. We often tape them on a Tuesday because his schedule is so tough to work around. And if it is a first day of a series, there are extra meetings. He doesn't want to do them on a last day of a series because usually that's a day game, and it's a scramble on last days of a series. And the show's on Thursday, so it usually ends up on a Tuesday. And in Philadelphia, that followed Logan Gilbert's outing. And I was there at the assigned time, and that interview was probably about 30 to 35 minutes late. And I was just going to sit there and watch why. And he was out on the warning track in left field talking with Logan Gilbert that entire time. And Logan was sitting on the ground and Cal was standing up. And I've seen this conversation many times with other pitchers after starts. And Cal will search them out, and it won't be in the clubhouse and it won't be in the dugout. It's usually out in the outfield somewhere. And if you watch him enough and you're around him enough, you know when he's talking emphatically about something. He talks with his hands quite a bit. He shifts his weight from one foot to the other. When he gets passionate about it, his whole body gets into the conversation. And you saw that at times. And Cal has been so good about just, expressing confidence in Logan and trying to, while he can't always put into words what he's doing, he has no problem talking about the pitchers and talking about how hard it is coming back from where they were, from the injuries, and that it doesn't just happen. The support is huge. But, you took a look at this conversation, and those two have been together since 2018. There's so much trust. And you really wondered, what exactly he was talking about and what impact that had. And that's all part of his job. And, I'm sure that had some impact yesterday. But you wake up this morning, you see he is now tied with Aaron Judge in Fangraphs WAR at 7.3. And I'm thinking that whole time, was Aaron Judge out on the warning track for 35 minutes last week talking with a teammate? And that wasn't the only conversation. And when Cal is sitting at the podium talking to the media last night, you can't miss the gigantic bruise on the left knuckle. Does Aaron Judge have those? Does he come off of the field just absolutely drenched in sweat after a 90-degree day and catching 9 innings? You're hoping that when it comes down, and this is not to belittle at all what Aaron Judge has done at the plate this season, but it's about valuing the entire performance, and not all positions are equal. And what Cal has done for this team, it's one thing to look and see, okay, he's now got all time next to his name because of what he, completed last night, but what he does on a day in and day out basis, you really hope that gets across even more. And I think it is starting to, judging from some of the conversations we had on that last road trip back east.
Hey, Shannon, weird question, but have you happened to ask Cal whether or not he's trademarked Big Dumper?
I have not.
Because he should. I just found myself thinking about it like, hey, if you're a company out there, if he hasn't trademarked that, you can just start using that phrase to sell your product without him. Cal's been out there a lot, and he's endorsing a whole lot of products right now, which is great. Good for him, capitalizing on it. I hope he's trademarked Big Dumper, and I hope he buys Jared Kelnick a steak dinner or a little percentage or something, because he was a big part of that whole thing. What'd you make of Victor Robles' return and the Dylan Moore move and the reaction there?
It was honestly tough to see. You knew it was coming, and it's been tough to watch for a little while with Dylan Moore. I mean, obviously, he's been in an absolutely horrific struggle at the plate. He has not been able to find his way out of it, but as the longest tenured Mariner, you were hoping that there would be a better ending to this. And, it's tough to see that, but it was a move. It was time that move be made. And the Victor Robles and how it was made, as it all came down very quickly, your first assumption was, I guess the appeal was heard, so the suspension must start tonight. And then you find out that it hadn't been heard yet, which meant that he indeed could play. So I think it was a very smart move by the Mariners. He is going to have to serve the suspension at some point. It was a bit of a surprise because these are usually happen very quickly. It used to be they wouldn't happen until you went east, and they could put together a group when you were in one of the East Coast cities to hear the appeal. And since COVID, they've all been done via Zoom and whatnot. So you would think that would have been done, and it hadn't been done yet. Victor was ready to go. Jerry DiPoto on the road trip said, yeah, we were ready to activate him. 2 lefties coming up this weekend. Are they going to hurriedly, get that group together and do it on Sunday if he plays on Saturday? Probably not. Let's get a couple of games out of him right now. So I thought it was a pretty smart move in what they did, and we'll see how long that lasts before they have to go without him for a bit.
Yeah, what's the expectation then, Shannon? Would it be heard this week? I mean, did you get these games in and all of a sudden, and from a Mariners perspective, do you want that to happen, or can you delay it until the rosters expand? What's the next step in that process?
No, the Mariners really don't have any. So this is more between the player and the Players Association and MLB. So the Mariners, they stay out of that. And I would expect it to now happen quickly, but we were expecting it to happen quickly after the initial punishment was handed out. So really don't know. And it's, to me, wins are wins. And I don't think when you are looking at 10 games, which might turn into 8 or 9 games, they're all going to be significant. So I think that they got something out of them. They got them against 2 lefty starters. I think you look at that as perhaps a little bit extra. Get it out of the way right now. I'm fine with that. I'm not sure there's an advantage now to waiting until you're into September and you have that extra player. They don't use that bench player very much. The only thing that'll make it a little bit tough if it happens right away is they're going to have to make moves quickly if they lose a player, if they need an injury replacement. So perhaps, I don't know, I don't think they'll travel with a taxi squad player, but they're going to have to know who they're going to get up very quickly if they all of a sudden need somebody.
Yeah, it does sort of point out, it's interesting, I like the roster better, and Robles back and all that. It does sort of point out how Solano doesn't make a ton of sense in this new roster now, where you would think you would want another defensive infielder / speed guy. And I don't know whether that's, Mastro or Williamson or Rivas, but looking at it now, it almost makes it stand out a little bit more.
I think if you were later in September, yes, absolutely. I think right now, I think that Solano brings value in, and let's remember, they're not using that guy that you're talking about a lot right now. And I would hope you would later in September. And I think that that's the consistency that Dan Wilson has showed. There's certain guys that he is going to stick with, and he's making fewer substitutions than he did at the beginning of the year after players have gotten more established. And the thing that Solano brings is he does, and it's a very hard thing to do, but when you put him in a ball game at the plate, and I think there are times you could argue you might want to see him a little bit more in different situations over some other players that are in games late for offensive reasons, he's going to give you a good at bat every time. And, on the road trip we saw him put in, we hadn't seen him in a while. He comes up with 2 hits in a game. And I think the other thing is he's fine with that. There are a lot of players that cannot sit that long, and he can. And so for now, I think, as long as you can keep him on the roster, and he's also very, very valuable veteran. It wasn't something that I got when they first got him and I first saw him in spring training. But as the season has gone on, you see that impact a lot more. You see what he brings to a club as that veteran. So I think as long as they can afford to keep him and they don't need that position for specifically something else, I think that I get it. I don't know how long they can do it, but I think that there is definite value. Okay, I do think that you are going to need an infielder, outfielder type sometime soon during that suspension. Probably a Miles Mastrobuoni who can play in the outfield, who plays a decent right field and can play in the infield as well.
Last thing for me here, Shannon, in all seriousness, you do get the chance to get as close to Cal as anybody, and maybe more than anybody in the media has all season long. Somebody from New York, somebody from LA, somebody calls and says, how has he done this? How has he gone from a 30 home run guy, 34 home run guy, to now pushing and maybe passing Mickey Mantle? And who knows? I think Griffey's 57 is very much within reach. Shannon, how, in your opinion, has he done this season?
I don't think it's about this season. I think it's about his entire professional career. I think it's the way that he has gone about his work all along. And we knew he could hit home runs, so that he would hit more home runs this year probably shouldn't be as much of a surprise as it has been. The fact that it is historic and that is, now all-time home run leader for catcher, okay, that's a little bit different. But we know that he's a worker. We know that he takes on everything that he possibly can. We know that he wants to play every day, and it's that determination that has propelled him forward. It hasn't been, I want to hit this number, or I've got this record in my sights. It's how can I get better? And I think yesterday it was so perfect that those home runs were from the right side. And you heard him early on in the season when you were trying to figure out what's different. One of the only things he would volunteer early on was, I really have worked on the right side. That is something I've really gone to work on. He is hitting from the right side right now, 282 with a 1030 OPS. Do you know what he was doing last year from the right side?
Not that.
He's hitting 181 with a 696 OPS.
Pretty big difference. Let me ask you aesthetically, because we were debating it earlier, and I feel somewhat passionately about this. Right-handed home run or left-handed home run?
Left-handed. It's the iconic one.
So lame. God, Shannon, you have so many good answers to so many questions.
She's just biased by Griffey.
I don't agree with you. That's why I don't agree with you. I mean, when I close my eyes, that's the home run I see. That's the swing that I see.
Crazy
that's
talk.
the follow through that I see. But
big butt.
Silly Brock.
My wife says to me we were watching the game yesterday. She looks at Cal at bat. She goes, "Man, he really does have a big butt." And I see where it comes from.
The power source. The power source.
We got a text, a couple texts. Yes.
I will say, let me finish my thought here. Those two home runs yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shannon.
Not there 100%, but man,
pretty convincing.
Second deck for 48. And how often do you see one off the out-of-town scoreboard? So I'm not sure.
Thank you. All
but
right.
probably still the left side.
Robbie in Seattle texting in says, Cal's got to use Big Dumper in Commerce before it's eligible for trademark, but he can backdate the trademark registration to the initial business use. So it's not that he has to do it ASAP, but you're right. He should send in that application soon. So there you go. We found out. I'm assuming Robbie's an attorney. We'll find out maybe. Okay. Shannon, thank you. Great stuff. I'll see you over at the park later today. I'm going to come by and say hi and all of that. And great work as always. And the Cal Raleigh show will be again this week on Wyman and Bob Show. Thank you.
You got it, guys.
All right, there you go. There is our Mariners insider and Cal insider, Shannon Drayer. Right-handed home runs, Brock. They're just better. I don't know what to tell you. They just are.
Well, you're biased by Manny. She's biased
Not
by
just
Griffey.
Manny. I just like right-handed home runs. No. I mean, like, Manny's much later in my life. I mean, just right-handed home runs look better. I don't know what to tell you. They just look prettier. They're just bigger and more powerful and cooler and all that. Yeah, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
Cecil Fielder.
I just like my right-handed home runs. What can I tell you? Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, that's better. I like the new one.
Good.
A little better. Thanks,
Work
Pittman.
behind the scenes.
Thanks,
Work behind
Pittman.
the scenes.
Nice work. That was better. I still miss the old one, but that was good. That is. I think we can roll with that, right?
Okay.
We can roll with that.
I can live with that.
So what happened? You went to Pittman and said the people are restless?
One of the two of us did. One of the two of us
Wasn't
had
me.
the stones. One of us was napping.
Wasn't me.
One of us doesn't have that same kind of vigor.
Wasn't napping. I was golfing. Let's be clear.
Yes.
And when I say golfing, I mean hitting balls directly into the woods. It was so bad on Friday. I was just awful. Brock, we watched Saturday afternoon as long as you could keep the eyeballs peeled open. What did you see and what did Pro Football Focus see?
Pro Football Focus and I think saw it about the same way. The safety, Okada, had an unbelievable interception. He ended up being the highest graded Seahawk there defensively. And actually, Salk, you look at the defensive numbers, they were not terrible. I think they gave up, less than 250 yards of total offense to the Packers. So actually defensively, and they're putting some tough spots with fumble after fumble after fumble. So, yeah, Ty tops that list. Another guy I'm going to get to in a minute was in the top 3 of that list. These are PFF grades defensively. And then offensively, good for Cody White. And I think Cody White gave himself a chance to make this football team. Cody White last year, when given opportunities, just really seized them on special teams. When he got into games, he's been unbelievably competent. We have watched him be available all offseason long through the OTAs and the training camps. Does he have like one unique trait? Is he an overwhelming player? Does he have elite twitch and speed? No. But is he kind of in that Derek and Bobo camp of doing everything right and basically forcing the coach's hand? So he ends up being the highest graded offensive player on the team, and I think that effort is going to give him a real fighting chance to make this roster over the next 24 hours.
All right, question number 2. By the way, have you heard Okada talk?
Say that again.
Have you heard Okuda?
Ty?
Have you heard him talk?
No.
I'll play it for you after Blue 88. It's funny.
Okuda Matata?
Brock,
is that what you called him?
Who is the one Seahawk whose name, speaking of screwing up names, whose name do you always screw up, but he could actually play an important role for them?
Yeah, I get
year?
Drake every time. I'm like, Drake, what? That little linebacker, what is his name? His name is Drake Thomas. Mike McDonald in cut number 14 talked about him. He was one of the 3 highest grade players, and once again, it's just all over the field, all over the ball. Here was his head coach talking about that effort on Saturday.
I thought Drake's had a great camp. There's a poise to him in the defense. He's incredibly smart. He's shown the ability to play blitz. I mean, he's kind of doing all the things at dime linebacker that we're going to ask our guys to do. So it's really encouraging. But he's done a great job.
Yes, and it's an uphill battle, man. I mean, Salk, you talk about if that guy were, it's one of those age-old stories. Man, if I could put that guy's heart and that guy's brain into that dude who's 6'3" and 250 but it's not. And it's in a frame that's 5'11" and 220 pounds with 29-inch arms. Like, it is an uphill battle. And the biggest uphill battle you're ever going to face, because there's undersized linebackers and then there's Drake. I mean, he would be an average size safety. He's got very little length. He's got good speed. He's got great football speed. I went back and looked at Lofa Tatupu, right? Again, not a big linebacker. Lofa was 6 foot 238 with almost 32-inch arms. Drake is 5'11", 223 with 29-inch arms. I mean, it's just, yes. But he's overcome it. He's going to make this roster. He's going to be their 3rd linebacker, and kudos to that guy. We're going to get to know how to say his name because his name is Drake Thomas, and he may play a role throughout this season, not too different than maybe we've seen with some of these role players with the Seahawks, especially if Tyrese Knight takes a little time.
All right. Question number 3. Jackson Smith and Jigba here, Brock, on the Pivot podcast. I got some other sound from this maybe to play a little bit later, but Fred Taylor was asking him about K9. Thought you might find this interesting.
I get that call all the time.
Yeah.
I've talked to K so many times. Yeah. Just an amazing kid, like Bijan, right? And he can really get to it, but he's a little bit in the shadows, being tucked away, in this market. But when they figure it out,
oh man,
it'll be too late then because he can really go.
Yeah. He's our bread and butter, and I'm excited to see him. Charbonnet as well.
You got a new offense.
We do.
You're gonna be more on the under center.
Yeah, we
different
old school football, with new school principles.
I kind of like that last line.
Yeah.
Old school football with new school principles.
So it's not a 4-3 with 3-4 principles?
I don't think so.
Because I've heard that before.
Football with new school principles. I think I'm going to steal that, and I'll credit JSN, and eventually I'll stop crediting them, and I'll try to make that just my own. But old school football with new school principles. I would say to Fred Taylor, I don't think it's just Fred the isolation up in the Pacific Northwest. I think he was a highly heralded guy they thought a ton of in the second round. They still do. They just need a consistency that Fred Taylor brought, especially early in Fred Taylor's career, where he posted and he posted and he posted and he posted and he posted, and he just ran it over people's face again and again and again. That's what they need. I don't see this as a Southeast Alaska Ken Walker's being shorted and short shrift. You got to be there consistently, and that's the demand. And yeah, he's a bread and butter, but you heard JSN right away say what? Yeah, but Charbonnet too now. Charbonnet there now too. So my proclamation, we'll see. It's got about 12 days, 13 days.
Still feeling good about it?
Before that will come.
Yeah, not as good. You're backing off.
I feel good about it. But it's going to be a race to the finish line.
All right, there you go. That is today's
Ty Okada.
Blue 88. Yeah. Listen to Tayo Cotton. For some reason, I don't know. It just made me, it's not.
There's a lot of plays that, of course, we're going to look back on and really wish that we could get back. But what I really do appreciate about everyone starting up front and then the linebackers and the entire DB room.
You know who he sounds like?
45-year-old.
Sean McVay.
It was just this relentless pursuit to continue to get stops, right?
That's Sean McVay.
And at the end of the day, there's always going to be stuff that we wish we could get back, and ultimately, we need to win the game, and that's the ultimate goal. But
Maura, can you pull up some Sean McVay in that room?
Sean's voice a little higher and a little
barely
faster.
though, but not much. They talk very similarly. Maura, see if you could pull up some Sean McVay if you don't mind.
Holy smokes!
Play me a little.
You know, like we've said, we're going to be flexible and fluid. I think more than anything, I feel for.
I think Jared Ivey plays an aggressive style of football that we
Dude, they sound very similar.
It's a good poll. It's a good poll.
That's really weird. They
He's
sound
on that coaching
very similar.
spectrum.
Yeah, he's going to be a coach. He has to be with the way he's talking. I don't know what else. That's the only job really open to him at this point as a coach. All right. Good stuff. You want to go back to Cal or you want to talk some football? We're going to have Sheil
talk
Kapadia.
a lot of football with Sheil. We got to get back to the
All right,
baseball.
then I will say, Brock, there are 3 numbers left to go that I think have significant meaning. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Jordan Schusterman every Wednesday morning at 11 with Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports.
What's your optimism when it comes to guys with the ball in their hand, the pitchers on the mound?
You're on it in terms of what is the biggest concern. You now have an offense that can come back, and so it feels a little bit more frustrating to maybe use your lower leverage guys in games where you feel like you're back in it, but at the same time, you understand that you can't just throw Brash and Munoz every day, and even if you do, it's not always going to work out that easily.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
Homeowners, federal tax credits on heat pumps end soon. Home Comfort Alliance can help you save up to 75% on new in-stock heat pumps with combined discounts, utility rebates, and expiring federal tax credits on systems installed by December 31st. These are new in-stock high-efficiency models that will make your home comfortable year-round. Federal tax credits expire December 31st, so don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, it's Home Comfort Alliance, the comfort people.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
This is the story of the one.
As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
Who's going to see you on the interview?
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Yeah, I would say there are still a few big numbers left. Huge accomplishment for Cal this weekend, tying and then immediately passing Salvi Perez for the all-time catcher leader as single-season home runs. And that's a good one. It's been fun watching him kind of tick off a lot of these names, right? Johnny Bench, probably the greatest catcher ever. It's certainly the greatest hitting catcher ever, so you pass that one. And then you get past the Salvi record from a few years ago. Okay, great. That was a big one. I think there's still a few numbers left, Brock, that have meaning to me. He's at 49.
Okay.
And I might even say 4. 50 has meaning.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's not about passing one person or anything like that. But when I was a kid, and I know when you were a kid, 50 was a really meaningful number. It wasn't 61, but it was a meaningful home run level. Like you got to nobody got to 50 when we were little, right? McGuire came close. Canseco came close. But then, like, Griffey did it. Others did it eventually. But it held enormous meaning to get to 50.
Yeah, it's like squatting 4 plates.
Sure.
It's not being a 2 plate.
How about just 300 pounds? It's like a 300-pound bench. Like, it's just a level of, like, okay, that's a level to get to that's really hard to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty
I would
good
agree. 50 does have some meaning. I would also think that I'd be willing to bet, whether it was last night or today, I bet you Salvi reaches out to him too.
Oh, I would assume so.
And if you're Salvador Perez and your record's going to get broken, I don't think you'd want anybody to break that record but Cal Raleigh.
And Salvi's like a world-renowned great guy, so I would assume that that's absolutely something that happened.
Okay, I can get on that one with you. This is fun. This is kind of our numerology stuff.
Yeah, 50 matters.
All right, 50, yep.
Mantle's 54 matters.
Correct.
Switch hitting home runs. It's funny. I never really thought about it as a record, but as you talk through it, like, man, it's weird that switch hitters haven't gotten even higher than 54, but there's just so few guys who can really be great switch hitters and switch hit from both sides with power.
100%.
Plus, Mickey Mantle is one of the all-time greatest. Like, you can't write a list of the best players in the history of baseball without Mickey Mantle's name. So anytime, he's another name from my childhood. I obviously didn't watch him play, but you just heard people talk about him with such reverence.
Yep.
You pass Mickey Mantle in a home run thing, that's a big deal to me.
So he did already, right? That was his 9th multi-home run game as a switch hitter, which had never been done before.
All right, those are little ones. Those don't mean
I
as much
know
to
that's
me.
a little.
Cool.
It's got a little.
Those to me are a little fabricated. Like, hey, look at this. That's cool trivia, but like getting to Mickey Mantle's 54, I think that'd be unbelievable, and I think he can do that.
Yep.
The next one would be Griffey's 56, Mariner team lead. And anytime you're passing Ken Griffey Jr. for anything, that's unbelievable. So if he could get to 56 or pass him with 57, that number's got, I think, some real meaning to it.
Yep. And that's just about where this feels to me. I think we talked about this, a week ago or a week and a half ago? Like, where do we think this is going to end up now with 31 games to go? Now, the thing about him, like a lot of these Mariner players, a lot of his peers, when there's that hot streak coming, there could be 2, 3, or 4 like that.
Yep.
And then it could dry up for 15 or 20 games,
Sure.
and there could be 2, 3, or 4. So I think we're probably looking right there at that 54
He's got
to
a
56.
month, though, like 9 home runs in a month. Not unheard of for him to get to 58. He could hit another 10 in a month, get to 59. I don't think he's going to get to 61 or 62, and I will say that's the last number that has meaning for me. And both maybe have some level of meaning. 61 because, Maris's legend stood for so long until it was broken, but it still, I think, has meaning based on the way it was broken.
Yep.
And I guess 62 because Judge, we think, broke it legally. All right, so now 62 has real meaning as well. I still think 61 has meaning. Just because of how long it stood.
Yeah, I agree.
So all of those numbers left, and I guess that's the one he has maybe an outside shot at. He's not going to get to 70 or 73 or anything like that, so you can kind of wipe those out. But getting to getting to 61 or 62
Well,
is
if he passes Griffey, I'll just say
possible.
this. If he gets to 58 to pass Griffey, 57 twice, right? Back-to-back years.
No, I thought he did 56 twice.
Was it 56 twice? Okay, so get to 57. If he gets to old John Fiala's number, 57 right there, he's going to win the MVP, period.
I think
Shannon
that's
started
true.
to make that case. If he passes Ken Griffey Jr., right, one of the best players in the history of the game, who's 56 that season, led all of baseball, and I think if he gets to 56 or 57, he's going to lead all of baseball and not just shatter the all-time catcher record. He's going to hold the record ahead of Ken Griffey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 57 gets him the MVP.
I think you're probably right. Some text coming in, 360. When Cecil Fielder hit 51 in 1990, they literally had a chase to 50 angle that they were pushing. 50 is a big deal. Totally agree.
Yep.
Now, he did it. I mean, he got to, so other people have gotten there. It's not a record. It's just a cool number. Like getting to 50 home runs, I just think is a big deal.
Bigger butt. Cecil Fielder or big dumper?
Cecil Fielder. Bigger everything. Bigger everything. Negative Scott saying all these records mean nothing if we don't make the playoffs. No, they still mean something. It's a different conversation. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They're just
individual versus the collective.
They're just two different conversations.
It's
yes.
the finished carpenter could do a really nice job, even if the house is a little messy.
They actually do still mean something. For him, it would be disappointing to see them not make the playoffs, but they would still absolutely mean something for Cal and for what he's accomplished. You want a
Speaking
little
of numbers,
yeah.
You know what's really cool, Salky, is that anecdote that Shannon shared. And it's why you need to read Shannon. It's why you need to listen to Shannon. It's why you need to tune into that Cal Raleigh show. Because of any numbers this weekend or yesterday in particular, you know what mattered infinitely more to Cal Raleigh than his 2 home runs? And even yesterday, sure, in the moment, as he said, yeah, kind of lost. It was a great game. I'm proud of the accomplishment. But I bet you in his heart of hearts and his soul of souls, he is much happier about 13 than his 2.
Mm-hmm.
So much happier for Logan Gilbert's 13 strikeouts and that work they did after that last start and that sit down that Shannon, and that story she told so beautifully of he's the one, like he's the alpha.
Yeah.
He's the dude. He's the leader of this whole team. And a 6'7" Logan Gilbert, can be sitting on the grass and take it in. Like, listen to me. I know you better than anybody does. That is coach, that is mentor, that is friend, that is counselor, that is catcher. And to see then Logan have a career day himself, that is pretty stinking
I think
cool,
you're
too.
absolutely right, which is why you have to turn to other people to put it into historical context. And even Dan Wilson was struggling with it.
Well, I mean, I think we're seeing that he's starting to set a bar that's, equal to nobody else that's done this. And that's that's the newsworthy part of this thing is, it's getting to a point where you can't compare him to anybody, and he just keeps pushing that bar higher. We've got plenty of season left, and I'm sure it's going to get pushed even higher. And again, it's all because of a desire to win and be the best player and the best teammate he can be, and that just again speaks to the humility that he has.
The presentation and the personality are different, Salk. Very, very different. And I know you can make fun of me and make fun of Peyton a whole bunch. But again, when Shannon alludes to the work, how is this happening? I got to watch it. I got to watch Peyton, who eventually broke the all-time, single-season touchdown record and did all of those things. And it wasn't some superhuman ability. It wasn't the greatest athleticism in the world. But, man, it was a discipline and a work ethic that was second to nobody. There was nobody that did it like he did. And elevated people around him and had those hard conversations that Peyton has with teammates.
If I had to compare Peyton, though, to a baseball player, I think probably someone in the, McGuire, Sosa, Bonds, Clemens, Palmeiro, just feels a little bit more accurate, like, I don't know, just A-Rod, maybe, like, I don't know, just feels like maybe those guys have a little bit more in common with Peyton, because I know he did the work, but it seems like he maybe had some help. So, I don't know, like...
Are we done here?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a good comp. I think those other guys are probably
I don't
better.
know why you bothered telling these stories.
I know.
It's a better comp.
More. It was just life experience. I thought I could bring to the table.
You know what?
But
That's my bad. That's Ashley Manning. My bad. I just get them confused. It's Ashley who got the shipments of HGH. It obviously wasn't Peyton. It was just for Ashley. There's no reason a 40-year-old quarterback would need HGH after his neck injury. Sure, they weren't for him. It was just for Ashley. Totally understand.
Let's go to break.
Totally get it. Ashley, I hope you're looking good. Hope that HGH is helping you feel strong. That stuff's super important for really for anybody, and definitely not for an aging quarterback trying to maximize his last few years in the league.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
The Seahawks, it's getting clearer that they are committed to the run. When the O-line was such a thorn in the side of this team last year, it just wasn't good, and they could not run the ball. To see what you've seen in the first 2 games was like whoever you plugged in there, it worked. Certainly Gray's able. I mean, it just, everything is starting to come together right now in the run game.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, all right, being around football, baseball teams, players. Look, it's clear these guys are focused on a mission. They know what they want. It's right in front of them. They just got to go out and get it. They're in go mode, which is super inspiring to all of us. Maybe one of the big reasons we watch sports, right? To see what someone's capable of when they're locked in. Well, what are you capable of? What if you had the right plan right in front of you and all you had to do was commit to it? That's what Eastside Weight Loss Clinic wants to find out. It's how they've helped over 4,000 people locally become better versions of themselves. I know a lot of them. Chances are you do too. Heck, I'm one of them. The plan works too. Not hard, very safe, no injections or surgery. It might be important after our last conversation. You're eating fresh, delicious food that you buy in the grocery store, and there's accountability and coaching every step of the way. It'll help, and it works. Just takes a 15-minute consultation to get started. Schedule yours right now. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Want to inspire leadership, teamwork, and confidence in your students? At Bellevue Adventures, school groups take on exciting outdoor challenges that build communication, problem solving, and trust, all in a safe, inclusive environment. Great for class trips, leadership programs, or end-of-year celebrations. Learn more at bellevue-adventures.com. Bellevue Adventures, learning beyond the classroom. bellevue-adventures.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Cal Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike three called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Tri-dance up.
The Mariners homestand continues tonight through Wednesday as the squad battles the Padres for the first ever Vetter Cup trophy. Plus, don't miss out on more marquee interleague matchups down the stretch against the Cardinals September 8th to 10th and the Dodgers September 26th to 28th. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Sorry about that, buddy. I just couldn't resist that one. Just kind of put it right in my wheelhouse there. I don't know what to tell you. This is a fun weekend, man. It was nice to see the Mariners get back to doing it, Brock. We debated pitching versus offense and what they needed. Well, they got both in various forms. I mean, Friday they got pitching. I mean, Brian Wu was tremendous and gave them a great opportunity to win, and they hit 3 solo home runs, and they got it done. Saturday, great pitching, but not enough hitting. And then Sunday, they got both. Logan was dominant. It was great to see him set his career high for strikeouts.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing and miss. It's picked up by Cal Raleigh. He throws to first base. Wow. That's the out. That's the strikeout. Number 13. A new career high for Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And it was kind of overshadowed. Not quite the biggest story of the day. That would belong to this man.
Lopez ready, the stretch, and the 0-1 on the way to Cal. Swinging a drive. Deep to left field. Going and going. Goodbye, baseball upper deck. Cal Raleigh has just tied the Major League record for home runs by a catcher in a single season. Number 48 lands in the upper deck of left field here at T-Mobile Park. He has tied Salvador Perez, and folks, with number 48, it's only August the 24th.
Good call. I like
31 games to go. 31 more opportunities to add to it, and let's hope it stays hot because we know Cal. He kind of gets them in bunches.
31 games to go. How many games will Cal play in? 32? You got to find a way to play in 32 games with only 31 left to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hated to see the little thumb yesterday. Vargas couldn't find the plate at all. He was so frustrated. I texted you guys.
He was frustrated or you were frustrated?
Oh, Cal was frustrated. You see his body language? Like, dude, you're killing me back here. I'm the greatest home run hitting catcher of all time, and I got to catch this nonsense. We're up 11-1. Will you throw strikes? And you're killing my hands on top of it. But they end up getting it done, winning the series, and the Vetter Cup, man, just win 1 of 3. Actually, win 2 of 3.
Yeah, you'd like
really
to win this
control
series.
that Vetter Cup.
Yeah, I would. Well, I think just kind of where you're at. You got to win games at home right now. So try to win 2 out of 3 here, I would hope, against San Diego. Really good team coming in for 3 starting tonight.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
A lot of highlights to play you from the third preseason game on Saturday afternoon. It was not a lot of fun. It wasn't all that productive. Jalen Milroe did not play particularly well. I thought he answered questions very well after the game about it, handled himself great.
It's really just be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Be Jalen Milroe. We want Sam to be Sam. We want Drew to be Drew. That's going to be the best. That's how you're going to get the best version of them.
Yeah, so that was what McDonald said about him. This was what Milroe said about the same thing.
Despite anything, where the game went, you got to be the same person. Are you the same person when you're at a high point, or are you the same person when you're at a low point? And as a quarterback, you got to be consistent. No one should be questioning how the quarterback's going to be, despite anything. Fumbles come, interceptions come. No matter false starts, it doesn't matter. Like you got to keep on competing, you got to keep on being starving. And as a leader at the quarterback position, you got to keep on building. So. Nothing to be discouraged about. Just keep on competing, keep on looking ahead.
I kind of love this guy.
Yeah.
I like the way he handles himself.
Do you like what Brady said? I think Brady said some Russell there.
No.
Of staying in neutral.
I don't know whether I hear that at all.
Staying in neutral.
I don't know. I mean, there are some things about the Trevor Moawad philosophy maybe, but
yes.
I wouldn't say I hear any Russell Wilson. I hear a lot of authenticity, and I hear a guy that had a really lousy game, but knows how to handle himself and what this position requires.
Yeah, we didn't do a full-blown takeaways. There were not a ton of them in this game to do that.
We're not miracle workers, guys. Come on.
Yes.
There's only so much you can expect of us.
I will say, obviously, the 3 fumbles, very alarming. I said to you earlier, second most fumbles in college football the last 2 years, 8 lost fumbles, plus a lot of others that they were able to recover. So ball security an issue. The other thing, too, is you watch, I was just kind of really curious to see. When you play a series or 2, Salk, or you get some reps at practice and you're the third guy, you can kind of hone your fundamentals a little bit more. You can focus on those things. When you're playing the whole game and then the game starts to speed up and unravel a little bit, you started to see some of those fundamental things in the pocket, standing really tall.
That makes sense.
Right? Just losing. Yeah. You just kind of like in such a in such a frantic mode as that game is speeding up on you. I also thought some of the fundamentals a little lost throughout the game, and I think that too led to some of the challenges over the course of 60 minutes.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Mariners over the weekend, moving on from Dylan Moore, designate him for assignment, and they will release him. Had been the team's longest tenured player, some nice moments, but it was time. In the meantime, they bring back Victor Robles, who, Brock, I think you said it right. He's a lot. There's a lot going on with Victor at all times. He's mostly fun, but you can see how it, drifted into throwing a bat at a pitcher a week or so ago.
Or why maybe somebody threw at him 3 times.
I mean,
there's just kind of a lot.
He's a lot. He's a lot. And congrats quickly to Tommy Fleetwood, wins the PGA Tour Championship by 3 strokes yesterday. It was Tommy-proofed by the end, thankfully. He finds a way to get it done, and it was cool. All the other golfers out there cheering for him. At the end, Justin Rose I saw, a few other guys who were out there. I love whenever you see that for a guy like him.
Your first win is a $10 million payday.
I know, right?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. Here he was after.
Always so lucky with the support that I get. I said, this last month or so, the buzz that's been around me when I've been in contention has been amazing, and to get the support like that is just so special, and I never want to lose that. I hope everybody knows how grateful I am for it, and I said we'll do it together, and I felt like we did today, so I'm really happy for me and for everybody that supported me through all of this.
I'm really happy for me. Gotta love golfers, and by all accounts, truly one of the great guys. It's funny, the crowd, chanting his name. couple weeks from now, they're going to be booing him and going crazy in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
It's so funny how in a tournament you can root for Tommy over Patrick Cantlay, the American, and it's not hard to do. And then in another week or two, a couple weeks, you're going to be like, totally change your view on that. Anyway, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour.
1,150-some players getting released today.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Or by tomorrow.
Well, by tomorrow. But most of those phone calls are coming today. Yeah, and into tomorrow. Yesterday, a day where I think all of the personnel departments going crazy all around the league, from what I understand. So many phone calls. And then you kind of hone in today to see if there is kind of some trade opportunities, and it really is remarkable. You think about the different acquisition phases in football. You think about the free agency phase. You think about the draft phase. How many kids are drafted? About 250, 260. And this day, over the next 24 hours, 1,150 different players out there. And the evaluation is critical because maybe that fourth linebacker is the guy that's going to have to play in week 13 and be a difference maker for you. And that acquisition happens over this next day or so.
Sheil Kapadia is going to join us in a moment. He said they were, the 24th ranked offense, #1 ranked defense heading into the season. So we'll talk to Sheil here in just a sec. Othello was wondering why I was naming people earlier who juiced. Look, I'll just say this. There are 3 stories in my time doing sports radio that I'm shocked a bigger deal was not made of them. 3 stories. One is Tim Donaghy. I can't believe that the NBA had a referee fixing games and the league continues to operate. To me, that is one of the biggest stories of all time.
Well, he went to jail.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that it wasn't covered.
Right.
I still think I'm shocked at how it was not an even bigger deal than it was.
Okay.
2 is Tiger Woods having his personal doctor, who did not have a license to practice medicine in the U.S., but was making house calls to his home and the home of Alex Rodriguez, arrested at the U.S.-Canadian border with more performance-enhancing drugs than you could imagine. So that, I can't believe a bigger deal was not made of that, and that not everybody knows that story. And then the third one would be Ashley Manning receiving a shipment of PEDs. A shipment. A shipload, however you want to say it. She got it, of PEDs, of HGH at her house.
I have never heard the term shipload.
You have now. You have now. A bigger deal. I can't believe a bigger deal has not been made about.
How about that little black
stories.
book? I think there were some names in that little black book, too.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady's name was in that. That's for sure.
I think there's some names
in the Balco book. Yeah, absolutely. That's another one, for sure. I'm surprised a bigger deal isn't made of that. Yes, Brock, that one should be on the list as well. No kidding. Yeah. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. Anyway.
Well, we're going to get to a shipload of stories here with Sheil.
A shipload. Me, you, Sheil, Lyle, Mora, the whole crew. It's next on Brock and Salk.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here, and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
All right, guys, now's the time. It is beautiful out, beautiful summer day, beautiful summer week. This is the time to get your roofing deal done, because the long, dry days, they're cranking out projects all around the region, and Riverside Roofing is leading the charge. They're in Marysville. They serve all of Western Washington, doing awesome work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club. Yeah, only 1% of roofing companies in the whole country ever achieve that. So get a roofing quote in fewer than 60 seconds. You use Quick Quote. It's right there at riversideroofingllc.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go to the website. And then when they get their job done at your house, it will have no debris, none. Your yard, your driveway, totally clean thanks to the catch-all system that they use. Behind all those national accolades, just a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon all the important local values, the biggest being trust. It's why I always say it. Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snare, that's short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
After years of football and the injuries that go with it, my first thought was always go get surgery. Hey, it's Dave Wyman, but after a consultation with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, my eyes were open to an alternative to surgery, and I'm talking about stem cell therapy. Well, and my buddy and co-host Bob Stelton, also in pain, and decided to go see Dr. Wagner.
I had a hip issue from 14 years of jiu-jitsu.
How's the pain now?
Everything I did before, I can do just as well. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, rolling, all of that is back in play. This whole thing has been such a pleasant surprise because I really was of the mindset, I'm going to have to go under the knife. I'm going to have to get surgery. And this really saved me from that. I could not be happier with the results.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
Do it. You will not regret it.
Hey, get the facts, hear from all the patients I've talked to, and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
I have a handful of stories that really affected me personally in my career and how I handled employees. Lee Johnson, coming out of his office as a customer, asked me where the service department is. And I was like, yeah, go to the end of the hall, go up the stairs, go across the breezeway, open a door, go to the left. You want Chevy, go to the right. You want Mazda? Because I didn't even have enough time to say, hey, what kind of car do you have? Here comes Lee, and it's like, oh, ma'am, come with me. Let me show you. And then have him come back and not dress me down is just almost like with that fatherly disappointment of like, hey, that's not how we take care of people. I mean, the right way is to walk her down to the stairs, walk her up the stairs, open the door for her, go over, across the way, open up that door, introduce her to somebody. So she's comfortable, she's made it to the right place, and that we value the business. What you did was you made it seem like she was an inconvenience to you. Customers are the purpose of our day.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right. We've been talking a lot of baseball today, and for good reason. Fun to talk through what Cal accomplished yesterday, and we'll come back to some of that at 9:30 as well. It was not the world's greatest preseason game that we watched, but now that is behind us, Brock, and now we have the opportunity to start getting ready for the season just under 2 weeks away. And to help us with that, old friend of the show, former co-host of the show, Sheil Kapadia, direct from Philly. What's up, my man? How are you?
What's up, my friends? How we doing? Good to see you.
I know.
You know, it's not a radio hit where I'm calling in. You guys got this fancy setup. I get my camera here, and now I get to see your handsome faces.
We get to see yours as well. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube or Seattle Sports app or whatever, you can see Sheil, who is here with us on video.
You worried about him, Salk? You worried about Sheil like I am?
I don't think so. Why are you worried about Sheil?
I'm a little worried about him. You know, usually you go back to Philly, you get all hard-edged and tough, and, you know, you spit fire about the Seahawks sucking as the 24th worst offense in football. And then the 12s come with pitchforks. And what does Sheil do? He then shills to the 12s, and he says, oh, but wait, this is the best defense in the NFL. This isn't the Sheil Kapadia. I know what's going on.
Listen, the Seahawks fans have never come at me with pitchforks. We had a great relationship from the start. We continue to have a great relationship. You're trying to drive this wedge between us, and I will not have it. And you can check with my editors. I turned in both pieces within a span of 12 hours, so there was no pandering, Brock. Nice try.
Okay. So let's talk through this. So you had the Seahawks. This is your stuff for the Ringer. You had the Seahawks as the 24th offense. Is that right? Number 24?
That's correct.
But the number one defense. So we'll get to the defense in a minute. Let's start with the 24th best offense. Why are you not sold? Is this because you are, at your core, a got-to-have weapons, passing, newfangled approach to football guy, or do you see something else that's a problem here?
I just see a lot of, and I could be wrong about it, but I see a lot of sort of betting on exceptions with the Seahawks offense, and they could hit, but it's just the track record with a lot of these things that I think some people who are bullish on the Seahawks offense, the things they're pointing to, for example, the offensive line could be better. It could be better. I don't know that it's going to be better. Clint Kubiak could scheme around the offensive line. Maybe he'll do that. I don't know that he has a long track record of being able to do that. Sam Darnold, he could be the same guy he was with the Vikings last year. Maybe there were 5 or 6 years before that where he didn't look like that guy. So again, it could all come together. I understand the plan. I understand it's really only a 1-year commitment to Darnold, and those things could happen, and they could overperform this ranking. But when I'm looking at all the teams in the NFL and who do I feel sort of better about, who do I feel more sure about, I had other teams ahead of them.
Sheil, do you not understand old school football with new school principles?
I do love that. In fact, if you guys are giving out T-shirts with Mike McDonald, I will take one large over here. I'll give you my address.
That was a JSN line, actually.
Yeah, old
was it? Oh, I thought it was Mike McDonald.
Well, I'm sure he heard it from Mike McDonald, but I mean, and that's a good thing. If the players are repeating the things and messaging that they hear from the coach, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know it's going to start with the run game, and it's a great philosophy to have, and I think they can build stuff to fit Sam Darnold's skill set if they can run the football and use play action and go under center and do all those things. I just need to see that they have a great run game. I mean, that doesn't feel like a controversy. Is that a controversial take that I need to see that they have a great run game?
It's you and Bobby Stelton. You guys have been so scarred. The wound heals, but the scar remains with this offensive line, and I get it. All of us have. This O-line has been problematic, to say the least. That would be being very nice. For a long time. Years, you covered them. It started to erode, Sheil, and then you left us, and it got worse and worse. What we saw, and I know they're 2 preseason games, but I think what our eyes saw, what Brian Baldinger saw, what we saw at training camp, what Pete Carroll saw up close, what Andy Reid saw up close, what LaFleur saw in a joint practice up close, I can't remember as talented and as young an offensive line as we're going to get to see here in 13 days. That's Charles Cross.
You could be right.
That's Charles Cross. That's Abe Lucas. That's Gray Zabel. That's more than likely Sundell, the center, very athletic. And an Anthony Bradford that actually is somewhat disciplined and has lost some weight and is playing to some of the talent that he had. Like, I just don't remember this kind of athleticism and talent, young talent on the offensive line.
Yeah, and I think there is reason to think that if they are going to surprise people like me who still have doubts, I'd rather it be an offensive line with a bunch of young players who can improve, who could be ascending. Again, you just kind of need to see it. Now, I do believe that this type of scheme can scheme around some weaknesses, and you don't need to have the best offensive line and the most talented offensive line. We've seen it with guys like Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel and Sean McVay, that they are able to do things with this scheme where they protect that offensive line. But it's just maybe you check back with me in week 6 and I say I was wrong and I got this team going to the Super Bowl. I just need to see it. That's all.
I get that. I think that makes sense. And I've had a lot of questions about the offensive line also. I will admit that I probably got too excited and overreacted to especially that second preseason game because they were just so dominant running the ball. I mean, at 268 yards and each play looked better than the one before it. And the offensive line was opening up holes. And it was quite a sight to behold. The only real argument I would make with what you just said, Sheil, is I think sometimes in the NFL, more than any other league, sometimes you have to take it on spec. Sometimes you don't get that chance to really see it before you believe it, because by the time you start to see it, those guys get over the hill, and then what you think is true is no longer true, because by the time you know these guys and know the names, half the time they're over the hill at that point and not as good as they used to be. So I totally get where you're coming from, but I would just think that in this league more than any other, you don't always get a chance to see it before you believe it.
Yeah, you have to project. You have to look at track records. You have to do all those things. Gray Zabel, going into the draft, nobody who I trusted with college scouting opinion. Everybody loved the guy. I think he has a chance to become kind of a cult hero there. I think he's going to be good right away. It's just a matter of degrees of uncertainty to what you're saying. There are teams I can look at, the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens. I go in, I know the offense is going to be great unless, half the starters get injured. And then you go to the next tier and you say, all right, I have a good fit. And then you kind of just go down the list. Yeah. So that's all I do. And that's kind of where I arrived at that conclusion.
And that's probably where we flip the page as to then the positive side of this. Is that why then the Seahawks are the number one defense going into this season? Not number 2, not number 3, baby. Numero uno. Is that why?
That's why. It's actually exactly what Salk just said, that sometimes you got to, and especially defensively where things change so much year to year. It's a matter of, hey, did you get lucky with some turnovers? Did you stay healthy? What quarterbacks did you face? But that's where I can get to that projection, because I've seen Mike Macdonald now do it for 3 years. 3 straight years he's produced a top 8, top 10 defense. I was bullish on him last year. Early on, it looks a little shaky, but man, you saw the second half of the year, their defense was playing as well as anyone in the NFL. So I look at that. So I like the scheme. I like the coaching. And then I look at the talent. And I really like defenses that have a mix of, hey, reliable veterans. Leonard Williams, you signed DeMarcus Lawrence. There are guys I can trust on that defense. But then you have some young wild cards. Maybe it's Byron Murphy. Maybe it's Nick Eamon-Warrior, where all of a sudden we could be saying, whoa, this guy is really an impact player, and we didn't see that coming. So I really like the mix of those two things. It's not too many young players that I don't know about. It's not guys who might be on the wrong side of 30 where you say they could face some decline here. It's a nice mix of both those things, and I think Mike Macdonald is one of the best defensive coaches in the NFL. So, yeah, I put that all together, and a lot of people said, one? You're good. And I'm like, that doesn't feel that controversial to me when you looked at how the second half of last season played out for these guys.
Yeah, the only thing that is controversial, quote unquote, about it would be, do they have that one dude? Do they have that guy, that elite level talent that in the big spot is going to rise to the occasion? And it's the one thing I think they're missing. Now, there is one guy kind of available who has that kind of talent. He's in Cincinnati. He's desperate to get out of the worst situation imaginable. Maybe you heard Boomer Esiason talking about that on Friday, dear God. But if you're the Seahawks, wouldn't you want Trey Hendrickson, add him to this defense and truly give it that last thing it's missing?
You could think about that. I would imagine in their building, they might be a little hesitant to go after a pass rusher who I think is going to be 31 years old. You're going to have to give up draft compensation. And then, by the way, you're going to have to pay him whatever he wants near the top of the market. Are they in that window where that type of move makes sense? Now, maybe they think they are and they say, hey, let's be aggressive. He can give us 2 or 3 great years. I would look back at Mike Macdonald's Baltimore defenses, though, and you could have said the same thing. Every year I would look at the depth charts in the roster and say, man, I don't know about the edge rush here. They don't have that one guy. And Guess what? You looked up at the end of the season and they still had a great defense. It's almost like that's his secret skill, Mike Macdonald, is he finds ways to mess with the protections of opposing offensive lines, to figure out ways to, hey, we're only going to rush 4. We're not a big blitz team, but guess what? You don't know which 4 are coming, and we have 7 in coverage, and now we have a free rusher, and your quarterback wasn't expecting it, and now we created a negative play. I mean, I think that's one of his superpowers, Mike Macdonald, as a defensive schemer. So, yeah, I think it's something you call about, maybe you check in about. I don't think Trey Hendrickson's getting moved. You know, they're in a Super Bowl window, and you look at the Bengals defensive depth chart, and man, they got nothing up front. So that would really surprise me. So I would imagine it would cost a lot, and I think Trey Hendrickson will be on the Bengals in week 1.
I tend to agree with you. Salk, that's why they asked Boomer to pay his own way. They needed to save
the money,
about $1,500 first class to get Trey Hendrickson's deal done.
By the way, just speaking of that, just some breaking news as we're talking. Scary Terry has signed his deal in Washington, so another potential trade target. Terry McLaurin has signed his deal in Washington. Sorry.
So Sheil, when you talk to people around the league and you take away information and you learn about Mike Macdonald, I love what you said there about the scheming, especially with the pass rush. What are some other takeaways? What are 2 or 3 things that people say from the national level? Because we see it so close. Sometimes, what is it, the forest and the trees? We don't see the big global picture of it. When you talk to people, what's your takeaway with Mike Macdonald?
Yeah, the big thing I've heard is he has a very, unique way, smart way to teach a bunch of stuff without overwhelming the player. So you look at different schemes around the NFL. Sometimes coaches say, hey, we're going to do one thing. We're going to do it better than anybody else, and we're going to know our rules for doing it no matter what the offense is throwing our way. The Seahawks are able to do so many different things, and I think that's so important in the NFL this day and age, where you can't be static. You can't say, hey, we major in this one coverage or we major in this one pressure. Offenses are too good. And Macdonald has found a way, if you just look at all the numbers, you really can't predict what coverages are they going to play week to week. It's very game plan specific is kind of the phrase you hear thrown around, that when you get in a playoff game, you want to be able to scheme something up against that specific opponent that attacks their weaknesses and accounts for their strengths as well. And that, to me, I don't know how he does it. I can't tell you what the specifics are. I'm sure players there could probably explain it really well, whether it's certain buckets or he makes it easier for them to upload all of this information. But he's found a way to make it work. I mean, to come in year 1 with a new group of players, with a new scheme, and for it to just take half the season, that was really impressive last year.
So talking to Sheil Kapadia from The Ringer, he's been everywhere. He's been at ESPN here. He went back to Philly. He was with The Athletic. Now you can find him at The Ringer.
Sports media.
You just gotta. Well, I just want to make sure people know where to find you. I mean, you go looking for Sheil stuff, and you're like, where is he? I gotta know where he is. He keeps finding better jobs. He keeps moving up the ladder. These 2 units, the offense and the defense, they reach their potential if what? Give me an answer on each. Fill in the blank there. How do each of them reach their potential?
I think offensively, they reach their potential if the offensive line reaches sort of the baseline of competency that we've been talking about, that Brock was talking about. I think the nightmare scenario is we're sitting here in week 9 or week 10, and you're going, I thought this was going to be different. I thought the younger players were going to be better. I thought the scheme was going to help them out. And we're saying, shoot, it was a key third down in the fourth quarter, and the right guard got beat badly, and all of a sudden Sam Darnold fumbled or threw an interception. I think that's sort of the nightmare scenario. So I do think the offensive line is kind of the key there. I mean, you could obviously say Darnold, but I think putting Darnold in position to succeed, that's probably more of what it is. Defensively, they reach their potential, I think, if one of these wild cards is really sort of a breakout, whether it's Murphy, whether it's, Eamon Worry, where we're saying, man, look at the way Mike Macdonald is using him. I mean, there are other questions I have, the second cornerback spot. There's some, like you said, some stuff up front. Can someone emerge? But I feel like you need one of those younger players to sort of be a breakout star if they're going to reach that, number 1 level. I think their floor is pretty high. I mean, I would be really surprised if they were anything but a good defense this year. But to be one of the best defenses in the NFL, they probably need one of those young players to hit.
So if you got the 1 defense and the 24th offense, and you punch that into your Ringer algorithm, what and how many wins does that compute to at the end?
I was hoping to avoid this question, Brock. I was being real positive. No, I think. Listen,
Sheil, you're never going to avoid it with me. I'm going to bring that heat. You know that.
Yeah,
you know
I
that.
know. I should know that by now.
Hate to
I
ask
think
tough
they're. I think they're a fringe playoff team. I have them at 8 and 9, just out of the playoffs. I actually think there's a small window for what they could do. Like, I think they're probably going to be between 7 and 10 wins this year. And so if you get to 9 or 10, now you have a chance to be in the playoffs. 7 or 8, you're not in the playoffs. It just goes back to how we opened the conversation. Let me see it with the offense. I could be wrong. There are smart people who I talk to who say, nope, Sheil, you're wrong. This offense is going to be better than you think. But that's kind of where I land on. I'm sort of hovering, being in the mix week 17, but being just out of the playoffs.
It's funny, kind of listening to you. I thought you were going to say something a little different there after you said, what did you say, 8 and 9? I thought you might say, I think they're going to go 8 and 9, but I actually think they have a better chance of winning like 10 games than 9. Like, if it works out, they're going to be good. There's a better chance that they kind of put it together offensively. And if the line is competent, there may be a 10, 11 win team, but that like right in the middle thing will be hard to do because that line is either going to be good or it's going to be bad, and it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I think the defense is going to give them a really high floor where they're just going to be in a lot of games. And so now it comes down to randomness, turnovers, injury luck, one-score games, a bad call, all those things that we see in the NFL where we don't want to say, hey, sometimes it does come down to luck. But it does come down to luck sometimes in the NFL. So I'm okay admitting that.
More likely to be 7 and 10 or 10 and 7?
I would say 10 and 7. I think 10 and 7. Yeah, I think I have them right on that fringe there. So I think
the
like
defense,
I said,
right?
Yeah, I think the defense gives them a high floor. They're going to be in games. So
face a lot of young QBs too, by the way, over the course of the season. Maybe not from the jump, but over the course of the season, as it stands now, we'll see what happens in injuries to some of these young QBs. But right now, you got a lot of young QBs that are going to be staring down Mike McDonald's scheme as well. And we saw last year that was pretty advantageous for them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, no doubt about it.
The rest of this division, as you look at the rest of the NFC West, there are a lot of weird kind of up and down teams in this division right now.
It's really weird. Beginning of the summer, I was saying the Niners have the easiest schedule in the NFL. I like Brock Purdy probably more than a lot of people do. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, they're going to bounce back. And then every time I look up, they got another wide receiver injured. They have another offensive lineman injured. So it has been a tough summer for the Niners. I do still have them winning the NFC West. I don't think they're a juggernaut, but like I said, they have the easiest schedule in the entire league. So I've got the Niners 1, I've got the Seahawks 2, and I've got the Rams right below them. I mean, that Stafford injury, I just can't go into a season where a quarterback is that age with that injury uncertainty and feel like they're going to win the division. And then, listen, the hipsters like the Arizona Cardinals, I feel like this happens every year. They're trying to talk me into it. I'm not having it. I'm not going to drink your PBRs and play the vinyl and wear the plaid with you on this one with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, call me when they are actually relevant and winning a playoff game during my during this decade.
How do people end up in that spot with the Cardinals? Do they not see the horrible ownership? Do they not see the fact that the quarterback just isn't accurate enough? Like, it blows me away that people every year get sucked up into this Arizona Cardinals thing.
Yeah, I don't know. There are propaganda campaigns in the end. Like right now, I mean, I don't know if you guys, the Denver Broncos, I don't know. Sean Payton, this is the most impressive propaganda campaign I've heard in years, where every time I read something, it's like, Sean Payton told me we're winning the Super Bowl. He has a Super Bowl team this year. And I'm like, is Sean Payton just calling people like, 3 times a day, telling them about this? So yes, as you guys know, the PR, the propaganda does matter, and I think there's probably a little bit of that with the Arizona Cardinals.
Sheil, you ever been a hipster?
I like to pride myself, Brock. I can fit into different groups. High school, the stoners, the jocks, the hipsters, the nerds. Like, hey, we can hang out. I am one with you. So I don't know that I've necessarily ever been a hipster, but yeah, I could go hang out with you and have a couple PBRs on a Friday night. I'm good with that.
Man, that Phillies team is good.
Phillies-Mariners World Series? What do we think?
Well, if it looks anything like the Phillies-Mariners series from last week, it's going to be a short series. It's going to be 4-0, and you guys are going to be having to grease up the poles in Philadelphia again, because that was not pretty at all. That was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, that was surprising. I didn't think it was going to go that way. They've had a good season, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Kapadias are a baseball family, so we have baseball on the TV more than football.
Good. How are the Kapadias doing in general, and then we'll let you go.
Everyone's good. Girls are good. Start school next week. I'm trying to figure out what aura is and why my girls cringe when I use the aura. So I don't know if you guys can help me there or the listeners can help me there.
Well,
but I've been told, Dad, don't do that.
Yeah, your voice cracked when you just said it.
That's not aura. Yeah.
No. I'm not confident.
If your voice cracks, you don't have aura. I think that's clear. That's probably like Exhibit A of.
Well, especially when you say aura.
Yeah,
aura.
Yeah.
You got to own it. Sheil, you got to own it. It was like, what was it I said more? A banger where I didn't feel comfortable in saying it?
Yeah, Justin.
I was trying to say like that song's a banger, but I didn't feel comfortable. And so once you don't feel comfortable, you're toast.
I think that's right. That's a good lesson for all the dads out there.
And
Thank
especially
you for
you're at the
reminding me.
Ringer now too. Like the Ringer's supposed to be cool. Like you got to have a cool factor there, no?
I'm sure I'm being called grandpa on a bunch of group chats at the Ringer. Yeah, I do feel like the oldest guy during most calls, most meetings, but
funny.
that's okay. It
All right,
keeps me
buddy.
young. Then so it's all right.
Good to talk to you. Good to have you on the show. Appreciate all of your thoughts. And you can find Sheil at the Ringer and read his piece on the 24th rated offense and the number 1 rated defense of these Seahawks. Sheil Kapadia, thank you. We'll talk soon.
All right, great to see you guys. Talk soon.
All right, there you
Thanks,
go. There
Sheil.
goes Sheil, long time and great friend of the show, and truly great guy. Truly one of the nicest guys in this business. Just love that dude. Just love him. Yeah. And he was good at this when he used to come in and hang out, Brock, when you were out sometimes on Fridays. Sheil was great. He was a really, really good co-host to this show. Just always enjoyed that guy. The axe throwing in the PBR was pretty funny. We got a ton of funny texts. Geesh, all sorts of stuff in here. Disappointing that Sheil's not rocking any Sonics gear. Pandering always works. Here comes 5 minutes on Salk's edict. I can feel it. No, didn't need to go Salk doctrine today. We're good.
Nope.
This guy Scott's very mad at me. He's the guy who said all the records mean nothing if we don't make the playoffs. And then I said, yeah, they still do. I can't even really read all this because most of it's sort of gibberish, but you gotta love Salt, and all he does is insult his listener. I only have one, I guess. The people that put money in his pocket, the people that keep seeing radio show going. All he does in the Sultan, they kick him out of Boston twice. Maybe it's time for him to leave Seattle. About keywords rock salt would have nothing. He's obnoxious. All he does is assault his listeners.
Are you rock salt?
I don't know. It's really hard
Is
to.
it Brock and Salt?
I don't.
Brock
Brock
Salt?
is really hard to say. I'm doing the best I can, but Scott doesn't like me, so I guess I don't know what I'm going to do here. We'll see.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to gird
lick
your
my
loins, and
wounds.
you're going to give us the 10th most intriguing Seahawk. I know that.
This guy's the right guy for this job. He's absolutely of all of the ones on this list, I feel most confident and comfortable that this guy is the 10th most intriguing Seahawk. I'll tell you who it is next on Brock and Salk.
Jordan Schusterman, every Wednesday morning at 11 with Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports.
What's your optimism when it comes to guys with the ball in their hand, the pitchers on the mound?
You're on it in terms of what is the biggest concern. You now have an offense that can come back, and so it feels a little bit more frustrating to maybe use your lower leverage guys in games where you feel like you're back in it, but at the same time, you understand that you can't just throw Brash and Munoz every day, and even if you do, it's not always going to work out that easily.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hey homeowners, John Curley here. Why not improve your home's comfort and efficiency now? Plus, save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour of our morning here on the Brock and Salk Show, or Rock Salt, whatever you prefer. We answer to all names. That's how we roll down here. And we will get back to some Cal Raleigh conversation at 9:30, Brock. Got a fun little montage if you'd like to relive some of the greatness of Cal's year. I think we'll have some fun with that at 9:30 and maybe even talk some Jalen Milroe before the show ends today as well. We got... had fun with Sheil Kapadia, had fun with Shannon Drayer. Tomorrow, we have Jeff Passan, who's going to join us as well. I've been counting down these most intriguing Seahawks, and because we are on number 10, it means we were only 2 weeks away. Only 10 shows left before the Seahawks play their first game of the season, and we will get to number 1 before then. There may be a change even in number 1 before we get there. Nothing's set in stone until it actually gets announced on the show. We'll see. But of all of the people, of everyone on the list, I think this is the one I feel most confident in. This person is exactly in the right spot.
Number 10.
Defensive lineman Byron Murphy. And it's funny that Sheil unknowingly just mentioned him 3 or 4 times as being one of the guys that could take that leap and become one of those dominant kinds of players that completely change the trajectory of what this team and specifically what this defense is capable of. He was a number 16 pick in the draft, but I'm not sure that tells the whole story because if you remember, he was the second defensive player taken in that draft because so many quarterbacks and so many offensive guys went ahead of him. He was the second best defensive player taken in that draft. And last year was good. He was good. He was a starter throughout the year, played a lot of reps as a rookie. That's an impressive thing to do. That doesn't always happen. As we've said before, you get in trouble when you start really counting on too many rookies. But was he great? Was he dominant? Was he elite? No, I don't think we saw that. Not last year. But that's okay. I wasn't necessarily expecting to see it. But I think in year 2, you really want to see some of that start to take shape, some of that understanding of the game, some of those moments where he really takes over and dominates and becomes a problem, especially given the amount of focus that Leonard Williams and even Jaron Reed take on either side of him. Like, this is an opportunity for him with a pretty good defensive line room to show that he is one of these great players in the game, a top half of the first round pick and a guy that probably could have gone even higher than that. Here was Mike McDonald talking about year 2 for the big D tackle.
The thing about Byron that we have to remember was this guy was having a tremendous training camp last year. And then going into, I think it was might have been the Miami or the New England game is when he got hurt again. And that's a tough thing to come back through, and play at a high level at the end of your rookie year. So still played at a high level, I thought, throughout the season, but you felt a kind of a different level that he's able to get to, and that's what gave us confidence of what he can become. And I think he's doing that again, and probably even to another level. Being here in the offseason, I think was really helpful for him. I think he'd say that. And then I think it's evident how hard he worked this summer, coming back in really good shape, and he's really becoming the player that we expected him to have a vision for him. So we got to go make it happen now. But, there's some times where if you leave this guy singled in the run game or pass game, he's been winning those battles. So that's been really good to see.
Yeah, he needs to do that, right? He's got to be a guy who commands double teams because you want that situation where, all right, pick your poison. You want to double team him. You want to double team Big Cat. Like, how do you handle it there? And then, look, I think he can stop the run with that body type and his ability, Brock, to just stop people and not get moved. Mm-hmm. Can he get to the passer? Can he affect the passing game? Mike McDonald thinks he can.
Create more pass rush opportunities for our defense, and he'll be right there. Not to be a smart aleck, but we have to play better on early downs to create those situations. We got to play better complementary football, to play with the lead more, all those things as a football team where we can force teams to drop back and when we know they're gonna pass. So, but Murph will earn those roles. However it shakes out with Leo and Jay Reed and all the rushers, however we can, put it together. We have a vision for him, but as a football team, we got to create more of those opportunities for everybody.
So I'm going to remember that phrase right at the end. We have a vision for him. I was thinking about that. All right, what is the vision for Byron Murphy? I think that's why he's a top 10 most intriguing Seahawk.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be a big sack guy. And maybe I'll be wrong on this, and we can play the tape back. Like Cal Raleigh hitting 50 home runs. He just never was in college.
Well,
Salk, I always get
that. I don't need him to. No, I don't need 12, 15 sacks.
And I know you don't. And I don't think this team does. What they need are pressures.
Yeah.
What they need is him in the backfield. What they need is him disrupting, not just anchoring and holding a double team, which he can do. As you mentioned, that size, he is so stout. He's a fire hydrant. He is so low to the ground. And that hamstring injury was a big deal. It's super unfortunate for him. It really did cut off a lot of his steam and momentum. At this time last year, Salk, remember what we were watching? We were watching Brian Baldinger breakdowns on Byron Murphy. We were watching Chris Long and his buddies there with breakdowns of Byron Murphy, like this dude now. I mean, he's doing things here his rookie preseason you just don't see. And then, yeah, that injury really did stall out, I think, some of that juice. So he's got to be available. I love the haircut. I love the mentality this preseason. I love the availability all offseason and preseason long. And you need to see 91 in the backfield. You don't need to see 10, 12, 15 sacks. It's unrealistic, but you need him to be just a constant menace.
And I would say the numbers need to be better than last year. I mean, we could talk about how we did last year. I'm not looking for 12 sacks, but I need more than half a sack.
Yes.
I mean, I think he should be a 4 to 6, maybe 7 sack guy, where he gets to the quarterback and picks things up, and when guys get funneled back in, he picks up. I'd like to see more than half a sack. And in terms of tackles for loss, Brock, 2 on the year. Yeah. I think I'd like to see that number be a lot higher as well. That number could be in double digits, certainly. So I think there's opportunity ahead of Byron Murphy, but he's a uniquely talented dude, and that's why he was taken in the first half of the first round.
Make sure we ask G on Friday. I know he is so close to Brandon Mebane, and he's on his Reset podcast quite a bit, because to me, I mean, he is like measurables, explosive fiber, strength, all of that more than Mebane was. Why Mebane was, I think, a third rounder, and this guy was the 16th pick and the second defensive player taken, because it's just superhuman kind of strength. But wouldn't you like to see like a Mebane kind of impact? Mebane just constantly felt like he reasserted the line of scrimmage, constantly played in the other team's backfield.
Yep.
Would love to see Murphy do that, and Mebane would be a pretty good, I think a pretty good, achievable kind of guy to measure up with.
He's a really good player, man. I love me some Brandon Mebane. That is the 10th most intriguing Seahawk, Byron Murphy, number 10 on this.
He just had a shipload of negative plays, that whole Mebane.
Are you done? Are you done today?
I don't know, that
getting
one
on me again. You like
reason.
shipload, huh? It was kind of a fun one.
No, I actually don't.
No? Why not?
I think it's a little problematic.
I don't think so. I think it's okay. It's just, these things happen.
And by the way, I think we could see a few little surprises from the Seahawks over the next 24 hours.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
They've been very quiet.
It's been kind of quiet. I think that there could be, I know that Brady put out, and maybe we'll spend a little more time on this tomorrow when it is actually cut down day, but those calls are starting to matriculate a little bit. Trades are starting to be talked about. I think there's a move or two on the horizon here for the Seahawks.
All right. Well, I'd like to hear more about that for sure. I know that we're going to hear some Cal Raleigh love coming up in about 20 minutes. That shouldn't be hard to find around this city right now. We'll do it right after Need to Know next on Brock and Salk.
Lyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
The Seahawks, it's getting clearer that they are committed to the run. When the O-line was such a thorn in the side of this team last year, it just wasn't good, and they could not run the ball. To see what you've seen in the first 2 games was like whoever you plugged in there, it worked.
Certainly Gray's able. I mean, it just, everything is starting to come together right now in the run game.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
We at 3 Tree Roofing understand that your home is your castle. That's why our certified technicians use state-of-the-art installation methods to deliver the highest warranties available. Check out our hundreds of online reviews and schedule a free estimate to see for yourself. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL
isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service, 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
At Toyota Renton, the game plan is simple. Save money and take the tailgate wherever you go with the all-hybrid Camry, leasing at just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.39 due at signing. And the Corolla at $219 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. The wonderful team at Toyota Renton can set you up with a test drive so you can take your new car to the stadium the same day. Score yours today by visiting Toyota Renton or online at toyotarenton.com and take the tailgate wherever you go. Offers valid through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 2559 and 1852.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, overall, really good weekend for the Mariners. Not perfect, but exactly what they needed to just get themselves back on track and moving in the right direction again. Not surprisingly, the starting pitching was a big part of it. All 3 starters threw very well, and that was a big part of the reason they won 2 out of 3. Yesterday, though, offensively, yeah, there was one guy kind of doing the job of 10 men.
And now here's Cal Raleigh, fresh from setting the major league record. Tight and swinging a drive deep to left field. more history. Goodbye baseball off the out-of-town scoreboard. Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year. Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball. And he does it right away on August the 24th on a Sunday afternoon here at T-Mobile. Home run number 49 on the year for Cal Raleigh. He continues to expand the storybook season. The incredible year for Cal. It's a 2-run home run. Holy smokes, what a season for Cal Raleigh.
I was wrong earlier. I said that Goldsmith didn't get to call the first of the home runs. He did. It was the Jacob Wilson one that the kid was on there for. So my bad. Sorry about that. I screwed that up.
Get it right.
But like, what a cool day for Cal. what a cool day.
And you know what we say all the time? These baseball guys, they just see it before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ricky just knew the record was coming right there. So that's why he said, and sitting there, yes, he just did. And you know what else I love? That is like how many years? 30 years? 40 years? Time stamping that sucker too.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, especially on radio calls, right? The radio medium is the play-by-play man's medium. Like that is their time, and to time stamp that thing is something never done before in the history of the game. We talked about it on Friday. Get to the park. Going to be a beautiful weekend. 36,000 a night got to the park. It was energized. It was juiced. And we said, you may see history. And those fans there yesterday, they saw history as Cal went back-to-back jacks to set an all-time mark, and he ain't done yet.
No, he's not. Logan Gilbert, who's gotten to see him as closely as anybody, never expected this.
No. What he's doing right now, I mean, I always thought he'd be a really good player. I've seen him get hot before for a month at a time or whatever in high A, and I thought that was another level, and then he's doing this for the whole year. It's like, I've never seen anything like it.
Never seen anything like it. None of us have.
You almost feel more confident when he's hitting right-handed than left.
No, I just like the look of it better. Just kind of how I am. What can I tell you? Not everybody agrees with that
How
one.
about the audience? Do they like righty or lefty?
People were a little split. Turns out there's some Ken Griffey Jr. fans here in Seattle. Not a huge surprise. Somebody said it best, I think. They said the left-hand, what did they say? Left-handed swing is smoother and sweeter. Right-handed swing is more powerful.
Yes.
That's probably true. I just like the power. What can I tell you? Mariners back to within 2 of the Astros and 3 games up on Kansas City for that final wild card spot. Another very tough series starts tonight against the Padres. So 3 more games. Go support this team.
They
here at
overtook
home.
the Dodgers in the West. Is that possible?
Padres are good. The Dodgers have been a little iffy.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Let's see. Not a fun game on Saturday for the Seahawks, really, at all. There wasn't a lot of positive. Defense, nice. Ty Okada, nice job coming up with a pick, but it really was just sort of a tough watch. And unfortunately, Jalen Milroe did not play particularly well, and the 3 turnovers was obviously a problem. Afterwards, he was asked about his confidence level.
I'm always confident. I'm never going to lose my confidence, despite anything, despite any disappointment during a game or anything. You got to have confidence. That's the number one thing for any player to be successful. They have to be confident. Confident in their craft, confident in how much they put into the game. And so with that, you can always grow. You always can grow. You always can have an optimistic mindset and just keep on building. And so I'm going to do that as much as possible as we go forward in this mission.
I mean, I like all the answers, Brock. I like how he handled himself yesterday. Unfortunately, just didn't play all that well.
Yeah, he took accountability for all of that. I understand they did not limit the playbook. They wanted to really see him have to operate everything. And operationally, the checks and in and out of the pocket and that stuff was good. And even through those fumbles, Salk, to his point about confidence, I didn't see a guy like shrink as that game went on. I did see some of those fundamentals that are problematic, in his footwork and at the top of his drop and some things he's got to continue to hone. And we knew that he would be a little bit, and not even a little bit, maybe a lot of a project. The concerning thing were the fumbles, because if he's going to play a role, as you said earlier, in short yardage situations and critical red zone, you have to prioritize that ball. The ball. All about the ball.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
We can
Ball security.
Yeah.
His job security.
Nice job. Appreciate it. Good work.
I got a shipload of more coaching axioms if you want them.
I'm done talking about Dylan Moore. Congratulations, on a nice career here with the Mariners. Victor Robles is back. Brock, how was Titus this weekend? How was Friday night, Coach?
It was an absolute total monsoon. The head coach was great. We're riding the bus down. So fun to be back on buses, and we're on the road a lot this year. And actually go out of state, not this week, but the following week. Yep, to Vegas. But the bus ride was super fun. The coach turned to me and said, "I'm not going to tell anybody else this. I just want you to know I am 0-5 in Colorado Springs." 5 different times I brought teams in to play the Air Force. Wow. Utah State, Jordan Love, Boise State, somebody else, couple 0-5. And every time the weather has become biblical. Just horrible.
Wow.
And sure enough, we're 5 miles from the stadium, and here comes the rain.
Jeez.
And it was a wind, rain, monsoony mess. We had to just ground and pound and find a way to win. And it was cool. It was a really neat. I sent you a little video of the post-game locker room. That's where the sweetness and joy is. That's where I wish Lyle Goldstein would have played football, because he would have loved those environments. And it brought me back to Puyallup High School and some of those fun wins. And, good start for the Valor boys.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice. And Titus?
Titus got in. Titus, we had an 11-minute drive in the second half that he, just tried to get the snaps. It was that kind of wind and rain. And, did a good job. Did a really good job operating. Proud of his confidence and compete level. And just like your Cecily and her compete level and tryouts this weekend. Honest to goodness, man, as you get older, the numbers, all that stuff's fine. I just say it all the time, and the same thing you want out of your daughters, to just find something they love and go for it, and just
Work
have
hard,
that
play hard, all that.
Yeah, just be gritty and tough and play hard. And so, fun little start.
Pretty cool. There you go. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. It was funny after Cecily's tryout /
Where was that at? Was that up north?
It was at the Kraken Iceplex, yeah.
Oh, was it the Kraken Iceplex?
No, but she was taking forever. She was in the dressing room.
And you had to bring home 3 of the girls?
I know. They smell terrible. Just awful. I mean, it's just hideous smell.
Do you think you're going to be – wasn't there a Seinfeld commercial about the smell of the car? They just could not get out of it?
There's a concern.
A show?
There's definitely a concern.
Is there?
Yep. No, there's a concern. I told, I have little odor eaters for the skates, and told Cecily that anytime I find her skates without an odor eater in it, that's a $1 fine. So is not putting skate guards on, because then I got to pay for sharpening more often. So we're working on a fining system. But to your point, she was taking forever, and Heather's like, "Where is she?" I was like, "You know what? They're hanging out in the locker room after practice." That's the best thing. Don't come out. Stay in there for another 10 minutes. That's the bonding. That's the best part of sports at times. It's just that pre and post experience of being around your teammates.
And in this day and age, man, where it is so hard. Right. Because these kids are so wired with, all the distraction, actually kind of build that connection time. That's the secret sauce for sure.
100%.
Pretty cool stuff.
Totally agree. All right. Let's come back here. How psyched are you guys about Cal Raleigh? Is anybody psyched about Cal Raleigh? Brock asked, and now he shall receive. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Jordan Schusterman, every Wednesday morning at 11 with Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports.
What's your optimism when it comes to guys with the ball in their hand, the pitchers on the mound?
You're on it in terms of what is the biggest concern. You now have an offense that can come back, and so it feels a little bit more frustrating to maybe use your lower leverage guys in games where you feel like you're back in it, but at the same time, you understand that you can't just throw Brash and Munoz every day, and even if you do, it's not always going to work out that easily.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, now's the time. We talk about it all year round, but roofing season is upon us. It's Mike Salk here, and roofing season means long, dry days where roofing crews can work sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and of course, Riverside Roofing is leading the charge. They're in Marysville, serving the entirety of Western Washington, doing amazing work. Earn my recommendation and industry awards, too, like GAF Master Elite President's Club, a status that fewer than 1% of roofing companies achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds. Use Quick Quote. It's right there at riversideroofingllc.com, and it'll pop up as soon as you go to the website. Behind the national accolades, family company right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. It's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community.
and he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener on Sunday, September 7th. Open the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds of winning 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener. Do it every day, August 19th through August 25th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. Only from the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports, the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Sometimes even heroes need rescuing.
I'm a retired firefighter, 27 years.
Kurt had severe pain in his knees and his shoulder, which was keeping him from enjoying his well-deserved retirement.
Loved to ski, loved to fish, and couldn't even walk 18 holes.
That's why Kurt decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
He was just awesome. He goes, yeah, give me a shot. And he took care of me. He stemmed my knee and my shoulder.
And how are you feeling now?
I was pain-free in 12 weeks. I play golf now pain-free, and it's awesome.
So you'd recommend this treatment to others in your situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Wagner's, he's had a couple people call me, and I recommended that they do it.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, what a weekend. What a season it has been for Cal Raleigh, Brock. And we've talked about him a lot. He's the most intriguing, the most interesting, the best story on this team by far. He has been the best player. He's been their top leader. He's been everything you could ever ask for and more. And he had a historic weekend at T-Mobile Park.
Cal, we appreciate it. It is truly one of our highlights each year when we get to come down here and sit and hear from you.
Is there more in the dumper?
Is there more in the dumper?
Yeah.
Is that
Like say, is there more in the tank? Is there more in your game? Or is it just like, well, you know what? He's hit 30 home runs. He's done stuff no Mariners catcher's ever done. Back-to-back 30 home run years. And like, is this the ceiling? Or do you think that there is more in the tank?
No, there's more. I believe so. I believe I can. There's plenty of parts of my game I want to improve on.
Rich and the 0-1 on the way to Cal, swinging a drive, deep to left field, going and going, goodbye baseball, upper deck. Cal Raleigh has just tied the Major League record for home runs by a catcher in a single season. Number 48 lands in the upper deck of left field here at T-Mobile Park.
I think we're seeing that he's starting to set a bar that's, equal to nobody else that's done this.
I've seen him get hot before for a month at a time or whatever in high A, and I thought that was another level, and then he's doing this for the whole year. It's like, I've never seen anything like it.
Cal, blast off, left field, there it goes, Cal Raleigh! His 49th home run! Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball.
Our fans are amazing, and to do it here, obviously do it anywhere would be really special, but to do it here in front of the fans and to give them that and see the appreciation was a really cool moment, on top of obviously a really good game.
Storybook season by Cal Raleigh. He has done it.
Woo. All that and more, for sure. How about that? Cal Raleigh.
Check that into my veins.
You like that, don't
right
you?
The hairs on the back of my neck standing up right there. Yes. Yeah, it gets the hair standing up just a little bit, doesn't it? Historic Cal. Are you buying it? You like that? Historic Cal.
Yeah, it's got kind of a front page headline to it. Yeah, for sure. Historic Cal. It sounds too much like Dangerous. That's my problem. But other than
I really
that,
ask him if there's more in the dumper?
How about that?
Really?
Yeah.
When did I do that?
He gave you a weird look, too. He was like, excuse me?
I mean, it's a really awkwardly worded way to ask a really good question, though. And it ends up being a really prescient question, right? Not knowing what the heck was going to happen this year. There was obviously a lot more in the dumper. I'm just not going to keep saying that. It just sounds ridiculous. But there was. And you asked it in a weird Brock way, but it's a really good question.
Was there more in the tank? And, and honestly, we've had so much fun with you at your expense, and we all enjoy that over and over again. And even at the time, Salky, when you put that list together before the year of intriguing players, I get the reasoning. I mean, that's why I kind of probably asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, really, is there more you could do in the game as hard as this position is? As we have learned all the hats that you've got to wear, all the work you do on the field, you're part catcher, you're part psychologist, you're part coach, you're all this stuff. How can you possibly then refine yourself? And he has. And it's really been, as Shannon said, the right-handed side of this. Right? That's been the element of the single most change this year. He's 1,000+ OPS from the right-handed side. It was always nice, it's great. He doesn't have to, take him out of the game versus tough lefties. He can flip over to the right, maybe do some damage and be kind of a league average or a little below league average right-handed hitter. Not this year. I mean, he's become one of the most dominant right-handed hitters in the game this season, on top of what he's always been able to do from the left-handed side. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like in some ways it's almost become a broken record as we just, come in here and marvel at all the things he's done and all the things he's, still got in front of him to do. And with 31 games left, I'm sure he'll play in all of them. Cal has a lot of opportunities to continue to break records. And we talked through some of it earlier. Can you get to 50, which is a magic number still? Can you get to 54 to tie Mickey Mantle? or pass him at 55 for switch hitting home runs in a season? Can you get to 56 or 57 to tie or pass Junior as the Mariners' all-time single season leader, which is an incredible feat given who you'd be passing? And can you get to 61 or 62 to, tie either Mantle or Judge? All of those things are possible. Yeah. Like, it's not impossible. He could hit 11 more home runs, right? 12 more home runs.
Well, 63 is the big one, I think. That would break Judge.
Yeah, break Judge. Okay. Could he hit 14 more home runs? That seems like a lot. 14 more home runs.
I don't think it's that crazy. If he hits a couple more in this month, then he essentially needs 10 or 11 in September, which he's already done this year.
September ends a little early this year, right? Because there's only 31 games left. They don't play all the way till the end of September, right? I think.
Yeah, you're right. 25 games.
Right.
Even still.
So I'm looking at it. They got 31 games left. Is he going to hit 16? What did I just say? 15 home runs?
Yeah, you need 14. I don't think it's
Is he
impossible.
going to hit 14 home runs in 31 games?
No, I'm not ruling it out.
All right, I appreciate that. He might. It would be surprising. It would be really hard. He'd have to go on a tear, right? He'd really have to go on a tear.
You mentioned all those numbers. Here's a few more for you. You see Hembo, your buddy tweeted out last night. This is kind of, I would have guessed wrong on a few of these. This is by position, the home run record by position.
Oh, I did see that. Yes.
Did you see that in the history of baseball?
Yeah.
And I think the next big one, honestly, is that 54 number. That's the Mickey Mantle number we talked about. That's also the most home runs in a season by a DH. That was Big Papi back in 2006, hit 54. Obviously, second base, 45. Alex has a record at 54 for third base. Alex has a record at shortstop for 57. So, obviously the steroid boys did a bunch of damage in the outfield. So those are a little.
The only one that kind of surprised me on that list was it was interesting to see Semien is the all-time leader at second base for a season. I don't know. I didn't know who I would have guessed it was or who he passed for that. Jeff Kent, maybe? I think I would have guessed Jeff Kent. I wonder if that's whose record he broke a couple of years ago for home runs as a second baseman. That's the name that jumped to mind was Jeff Kent.
Yeah, I think the next, honestly, for me, it would be Griffey. If he were to somehow, some way surpass Griffey's all-time record,
right,
hitting in the Kingdome for those years, which a totally different era from pitching. I think even Ken would go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like for those lifers like myself in this town, growing up a Griffey fan.
Yeah, just trying to figure out some of the eras and ballparks. Somebody's pointing out Mickey Mantle had 154 games, not 162. Fair?
Yep.
Right? I mean, and that was part of the thing with Ichiro too, right? Sisler didn't have as many games to get the hit record. I know. What are you going to do? Right? I mean, the same is true in football now. 17 games. Some of these counting numbers get a little... they're a little awkward over time. On the other hand, Mantle, Maris, the rest of those guys didn't have to face some of what Cal Raleigh has to face. So I don't know. I think at some point you just have to say that's what the record is. That's what it is. And you can still, it doesn't mean it doesn't diminish what Mantle or Maris or anybody else did. And you still talk about those guys. Does anybody not mention Roger Maris now when talking about the all-time home run leaders and greats? It got passed, and then it got passed legitimately, we think, by Aaron Judge. But people still mention Maris, and it still deserves it because those are incredible feats and accomplishments, and those records stood for decades. So, I don't know. That stuff doesn't bother me.
I will say this, and it's chase for 63. They play 3 in Tampa, and that ball is flying. You're talking about a Yankees team that hit 9 home runs in a game at that ballpark.
Do they play any more in Sacramento?
They don't, but you also have a much easier schedule in September, and you finish up with the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen just how awful that rotation is? If you looked into it.
It's not there, though. It's here, right?
It's here, but here really quick. There's 6 qualified starters. Here are the ERAs. 5.3, 7.5, 5.6, 6.9, 7.4, 8.6.
Yikes. 8.6. That's a good number for a starter. That's what you're looking for, a number in the
And that's
8s.
who the Astros get to feast on the next 3 days, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are 6 games where he could hit 5-6 homers and get almost half of them.
All right. Lyle, I appreciate it. I hope he does. That would be amazing. If he could get to 63, that would really be incredible. I mean, at 63, you are
winning the pennant.
Yes, but you're also the clean home run king, right? I mean, you're the clean home run king. If you discount McGuire, Sosa, and Bonds, you're the home run king at that point. That's pretty incredible. And just completely out of nowhere. What? Really? This guy? Unbelievable, considering where it started at the beginning of the season. All right, so get over there tonight. Going to be a hard series against the Padres. 3 games here at home before they go back out on the road. A couple of minutes, Brock, on what we saw on Saturday. It was not pretty, obviously. It was a tough watch.
You realize, though, it was not Kubiak calling the plays. Did you know that?
I did see that. It was Janoko, right, the quarterback coach, who was calling plays. Yeah, it was not energetic. There was no juice. It was not productive. It was not smooth. It was sort of everything the previous game was not, and vice versa. And I know Milroe wasn't very good. I will just say it did not really change my opinion of him. Not much.
Really?
Not much. Maybe it changes some of the timeline, right, in terms of is he capable of getting it done this year? Probably not. But I don't think it changes a long-term view of who he is. I mean, seeing him go out there with an offensive line that couldn't protect him and running some plays that, they're trying to give him the whole playbook, but I don't know whether I felt like that game plan was suited to him and his needs all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he wasn't great, but I never necessarily expected him to be this quickly. I'm glad I got to see it. It'll keep my mouth shut a little bit over the course of this season and wanting to see more of him. But I think, it's a longer process, but I still remain fairly undeterred. I'm pretty high on Jalen Milroe.
Yeah,
I like who he is.
I'm going to jump on with my my buddies down in Birmingham and do a little football conversation with those guys on a weekly basis in the season. And I'm going to dig in a little deeper because, we watched Jalen Milroe in big games and in big moments, and we were wowed by the athleticism and the arm and all of those things. But there was also a reason, and Lyle, I think has pointed this out at the end too, like at Alabama, they were ready to, go, get to the draft. Because some of what we saw, those ball security issues and just, some of the fundamental things that pop up, they've got to get cleaned up. And it's going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of discipline. You've played a bunch of his cuts. Let me listen to those again in the audience as well, because how you respond, and I remember this so vividly, my rookie year, my QB coach saying, now listen, and this was not with the press. This was with Coach Holmgren. What you say matters. Mm-hmm. Don't try to dance around. Don't try to cliche. Don't try to say things that you think he wants to hear. Be honest about it and get right to the point of it. And I think that's a little bit of what you appreciated from him.
Yeah, he owned it. I didn't hear, but he wasn't like, I was awful, I was terrible, any of that. He said, look, I still believe in myself. It wasn't a good game, and those happen, and I've still got to be the same human.
Despite anything, where the game went, you got to be the same person. Are you the same person when you're at a high point, or are you the same person when you're at a low point? And as a quarterback, you got to be consistent. No one should be questioning how the quarterback is going to be, despite anything. Fumbles come, interceptions come. No matter false starts, it doesn't matter. Like you got to keep on competing, you got to keep on being starving. And as a leader at the quarterback position, you got to keep on building. So nothing to be discouraged about. Just keep on competing, keep on looking ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to be discouraged. I expect that attitude. I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah. There is some of that neutrality, Trevor Moawad, philosophy and teaching. And I think there were still remnants of that down at Alabama and Trevor was down there working with Coach Saban quite a bit on that. And I am sure some of the sports psychologists and those that have followed Trevor down there carry that forward. Can I hear Coach McDonald as well on what he wanted to see kind of Jalen game cut number 8 or number 9 here post game? What the head man? I'd like to.
Yeah, let me play you this one where he talks through letting Jalen be Jalen. Really,
it's really just be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Be Jalen Milroe. We want Sam to be Sam. We want Drew to be Drew. That's going to be the best. That's how you're going to get the best version of them. That's what I believe, at least. So that's good. It just shows you that. The guy's played in big games before. He's played in some tough environments and some big time games at Alabama. So it's nothing new to him.
Brock, when I went this morning, Moore and I started putting together our sound for the day, as we do every morning, and I started looking through the sound. Going, all right, we got this, we got that. What do we want to play from this person? There's a bunch of stuff from Mike McDonald. And as I'm looking through the Mike McDonald sound, it's all kind of all over the place because there's a little bit of sound from Ty Okada. We played you some of that. He sounds like Sean McVay.
Yes.
And this does relate back to Jalen Milroe here in a moment.
Okay.
There were also like 8 cuts, I think, this morning from someone named Federico Moranges. Do you know who that is?
Offensive lineman.
Good guess. You didn't know that. You guessed. There's no way you knew that.
I borderline guessed. I remember seeing that name at the bottom of the roster. He's offensive
I
lineman,
honestly
right?
assumed that somebody was on the post-game show from the press in Green Bay or something talking about Milroe. He was the center half the time Milroe was in there. And because of that, and no disrespect to Mr. Moranges or his family, and I apologize, that's who was protecting him for a lot of that game.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to forget the name Federico Moranges soon. Maybe even by the time I get home today. In fact, I've already forgotten it twice today and had to look it up again. Jalen Milroe, that's who was protecting him. That was not a lot of time to do his business back there. So, again, it wasn't ideal, but it was not something that's going to change my view.
But those are the moments as well, I would also say, after the first couple series when Green Bay's starters went out. You're also playing against a bunch of Green Bay defenders that are also not going to be there.
I know that, but he also didn't have a lot of time. I did think that there was not a tremendous amount of time for him to make decisions in the pocket, and I thought Mike Robb said it pretty well. When he did have time, he was able to complete passes and throw the ball and function really well. They didn't run the ball either. That's the other sort of, I don't know if it's an issue from this game, but just looking at the numbers. So they had the 61-yard run from Jacardier Wright. Great. Yep. And in reality, you can't take that out of it, but let's take it out of it for a moment. Maybe this is unfair. Take that 61-yard run away, and it's 23 rushes for 69 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That is not close to the 268 they had the week before. And honestly, that's 3 yards per carry exactly. Take away Milroe's 31, and it's 16 rushes for 38 yards.
Yeah.
Honestly, if there was anything that bummed me out about the game, it was that. It wasn't Milroe necessarily, although that wasn't ideal. It was, hey, what happened to that running game that we saw? And I know it's different people, but that was just sort of a bummer to me.
Yeah. No, the operation was so good in the run game, the first two games, especially the first half, even against the Raiders, and you're just moving people and mauling people. And yeah, I was kind of curious to see. I knew it would be a real uphill slog when I saw all their starters on that front seven on that first series. And that's when the pocket really collapsed, and that's when there was zero movement. But I think you're right. I think it was a challenge. I think, unfortunately, for some of those linemen, they're not going to be Seahawks 24 hours from now here in Seattle. I think a lot of that conversation we had about the right guard situation, and there's 4 guys. Nope, there's really 1. We'll have to see with Christian Haynes. He has a pec issue. Maybe he's an IL guy. I think my guy, Laumea, I knew this would be a tough system fit for him from a movement standpoint. That's not his greatest strength, and he worked his butt off to get in the best shape of his life. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work well for him and didn't in the game. And so, yeah, Jalen was playing with a lot of guys that are not going to be Seahawks when he walks in there tomorrow or Wednesday and when they get going.
So let me ask you the one question, last thing here about Jalen Milroe. He's not ready to start games in the NFL. No, if something happens to Sam Darnold, it seems pretty clear you're going to see Drew Lock, be the next guy in.
Yep.
But the immediate question for Jalen Milroe is, can he contribute? Can he be in there in special packages? Can he be in there in short yardage? Are those things worthwhile? Because if they are, he's probably going to be your game day backup with Drew Lock having to serve as the emergency quarterback in those situations. He's done really well with them, but also he had the fumble. So what would be your willingness to use him in those spots?
I think that was the biggest sting. That was the biggest sting for the game. That had to be the hardest. Hey, you know what? Not going to score a ton of points, whatever. Protect the football. We're going to punt a bunch. It's going to be just kind of the threes going at it, and let's just kind of get through this game. It had that kind of feel, and really in the second half for even Green Bay, it just kind of had that, hey, let's just get through this. But the problem is you didn't turn it over once. You didn't fumble twice. You fumbled 3 times. And then you peel that back a little bit and you look at the last couple of years at Bama, and there were a lot of ball security issues. So that's the one that really stings. If you're a Jalen Milroe fan and family and agent, oh my gosh, they're going to carve a roll. We know, honestly, it's ball security is job security. And you put the ball on the ground once, not a big deal. You put it on the ground twice. Okay, let's clean this up. You put on the ball on the ground 3 times.
4th and 1, Brock. You're at the opposing 30, and you need
versus San Francisco.
Yeah, you gonna do it? 4th and half a yard.
You're gonna do the tush push deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to work the heck out of for the next week and a half and just say, listen, Jalen, this is what happens at this level. Like you're going to push and you're going to get down, and then
I'm going to tell you why I do it. I'm going to actually say this pretty clearly. And for me, it's a 4th down thing more than a 3rd down thing. If there's any real risk, I'm probably going to stay away from that on a 3rd and short. But if it's 4th and short, then the fumble doesn't matter. Like you either don't get it or like it's the same as not getting it. It's a turnover right there. So I'm absolutely going to try it on 4th down because I think that there's a good chance he's able to pick that up. 3rd down, maybe I got a little question mark and I maybe want to see it a few times on 4th down before I'm willing to commit to it. But the difference between not getting it and a fumble in that spot is nothing. There is no difference.
Well, unless you move the chains and
you know what I mean, though. But if somebody else was doing it instead of him and they didn't get it, that's a turnover also. It's just a turnover on downs in the same spot. So I'm trying it on 4th down. Yeah, I think I am. I think I feel pretty good about it too, and hope that that's a thing that he learns that you can't do that in a game.
Oh boy,
just can't do it.
No, you can't.
Just can't do it.
No.
Who's going to be the starting running back in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think we'll see if Mr. Walker is going to be, available for the next 7 days of practice.
Is the
I'm not going back.
proclamation being
No,
withdrawn?
No, not doing that.
Do we need to reverse the sound of that?
No,
that type of thing?
No, I'm not doing that.
All right,
but I would say
Missy Elliott?
I would also say one other little element there when we talk about these preseason games not really mattering or don't make a big difference. I think old Cody White made a big difference. And I think the fact that MVS Salk played that whole first half, not a great...
No, Jake Bobo was still in there for a lot of that game.
He was. And good news there. I mean, as good news as a concussion can be is that he was feeling a whole lot better. And it'll be interesting, man. It would not surprise me at all if we see Jake Bobo, Derek Young, and Cody White all make this team.
That's a lot of guys who are...
There's a redundancy of skill set. But there's a lot of guys that are blue-collar, unbelievable blockers. And
it's going to be a lot of our conversation for tomorrow, that's for sure, as Seahawks cuts are due at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll be discussing that throughout the morning tomorrow. We will have Jeff Passan with us as well.
He's on the bump tonight.
Just talk to him, and he will be doing video.
Oh, so if you're a YouTuber, you'll see Jeff Passan with us tomorrow. His beautiful coif.
On the bump tonight, we have got Spears and Bryce.
Yeah.
Oh, Sears, that lefty.
Yeah, lefty. Another lefty. Mariners are just getting lefty to death right now.
Sheepers.
Well, they hit the crap out of one yesterday, so maybe they can do that again tonight. Huge series starts tonight against the Padres. Looking forward to talking about it with you guys tomorrow morning. Starting at 6 a.m. Stick around for Bump and Stacy. They're coming up next. And, the hay.
Wow, for this Monday morning, last Monday of August is in the bar.
Sure is. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Jordan Schusterman every Wednesday morning at 11 with Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports.
What's your optimism when it comes to guys with the ball in their hand, the pitchers on the mound?
You're on it in terms of what is the biggest concern. You now have an offense that can come back, and so it feels a little bit more frustrating to maybe use your lower leverage guys in games where you feel like you're back in it, but at the same time, you understand that you can't just throw Brash and Munoz every day, and even if you do, it's not always going to work out that easily.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases. Notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license, unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization, video streams, and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men, too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat-freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
The ballpark is rocking like 2001. Let us clear up your allergies so you can enjoy more of each game. Hey, it's Dr. Ryan Stern of the Stern Sinus Center. Let us fix your ear, nose, and throat problems. Let's make your congestion, sinusitis, snoring, and allergies a non-issue. We can diagnose and treat everything from allergy testing and treatments to modern nasal breathing procedures to advanced balloon sinuplasty. Come and see us in Federal Way and Auburn or at sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners took 2 of 3 from the A's for a much-needed series win over the weekend, but the win itself wasn't the highlight. Instead, it was Cal Raleigh hitting his 48th and 49th home runs of the season.